Tres, dos, uno. Oh wait, you're hosting, aren't you? Right?
I don't want.
Okay, I'll do it.
That's fine. You can keep this part in. Oh, we. Actually, I want you.
All right. Well, I guess I'll be hosting now.
I'm hosting.
Are you hosting or not?
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Tony. What's our the podcast called? And I keep getting it wrong.
Welcome back to the Depresso Eggos Podcast.
See, I say Eggos. But welcome back to that. I'm Tony, your host today, and this is Len, our co-host. Woo! And today, I'm not really sure what we're talking about. We're in my house today. I renovated my room, and it's all pretty again. Look, I have gray walls now. I have a lot of Pokemon back there, because that's my main thing. If you could see the wall above, I have a bunch of like nerd stuff too, but you cannot see the wall.
No, yeah, you zoomed it in all the way. You zoomed in the camera, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I didn't zoom it in.
Yeah, you did.
No, I just put it as you gave it to me.
Oh, okay. I thought you zoomed it in. I was like, oh, this is quite close.
Anyways, hello guys. Welcome back. I hope you guys had a great week. We'll start the video off as always. So, how was your day, Malen? Or your week, I guess.
My week was good. I made like $500 from a yard sale.
Ooh.
I wasted $60 on my fucking brothers.
Ooh.
And shut up, bitch. Only reason I did the yard sale so kind of like I could pay back what I paid college. You
Wait.
know?
Hold up. I think you need to pause. What about the mic? Did you bring your laptop?
Well, my phone has good quality.
Okay. Hi guys.
My phone has good quality, so you don't have to worry. That's what I'm doing. I'm testing. Like you guys don't know, but I'm testing out different medias because computer was weird. So I'm gonna see if I can do it on my phone.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I relinquish all responsibility over this podcast because I'm done, y'all. I'm going to shoot myself.
It's me do all the work and I'm really like, I don't know technology.
Technology.
I'm like, oh, it's too much.
It is fun. Anyways, continue.
But yeah, I was doing the yard sale in the first place because I wasted like $300 on college. And I was like, oh, I want my money back. You know? So I did a yard sale, got $500, and I'm like, yeah. Then I had to pay my brothers $30 each. I wasn't gonna pay closer to home, but then I was like, his Nerf guns sold a lot, so I'm like, he does kind of need that.
Nice.
So I paid him that, and then Beto helped me out, like actually, so I actually paid him his $30.
Yeah.
Like he actually earned it. So I was like, good for you. And yeah, and then. Today, Monday, was like my first day in college. I had...
Ooh, education.
Education, I'm actually trying to graduate. But I had computer applications class and accounting 101, you know? So I'm over here like, first day, right? Computer, I understood it. It's just pretty much knowing technology, knowing what a RAM is, the router, whatever, you know, no, basic. So I'm like, okay, this could actually come in handy for me because I'm stupid at that. And then accounting, I don't even know what the teacher was talking about. I was like, she was like, oh yeah, let's use an imaginary character, Mary Sue or whatever. That's an example. She didn't say that name, but she said another one. But I'm gonna say Mary Sue. She was like, Mary Sue did this. Like, she, like, paid, then she got paid this much money, and so, and yeah, she would put it on the debit, so I'm like, okay, that makes sense, but then she would put it on the credit side too, so I'm like, what? She's like, I did this because it's actually a cash, which counts as asset, and it counts as an equity, it was like equity credit or something, and I'm like,
yeah, that's accounted.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that, but why is there no plus signs, no minus signs, you know?
I don't think it's simple math.
No, because you know how in bank accounts they always say, oh, you deposited or you withdrawed. Yeah. She kept saying deposited and withdrawal, but the thing is, she would put it in the list. You didn't know which one was deposited or withdrawal. So in my notes, it's just a bunch of numbers side by side, and I'm over here like, wait, which one's which? What did she pay? What did she not pay? Who owes her money? Who doesn't? And I'm over here like, today's the first day. I hope I get better. I'm like, I don't know shit. I don't know anything. But that was my first day of school. I also, apparently a lot of people, there's a lot of freshmen. But there's a lot of freshmen in college. And I just randomly sat down to like, because I had an hour distance between both of my classes. So I had to wait. And it's like, I sat down with like this kid that like I saw. He's not even a kid, he's my age, but like still, like I just sat down with him and I was like, oh, talking with him, and then people, so when they see someone talking, they start joining in on the conversation. That's how it works.
Ew.
It's weird, but it's how it works. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then a bunch of my friends found me, and they're like, hi, and then they sat down with me and I was talking with them, and then their side was talking to each other, and we were just talking around the table, like back and forth. Good conversation. The whole time I was helping them out, use the website and everything, like how to do the classes, search it up and everything. And I was like, wow, I'm old.
You're literally a second year.
I'm only a second year, but it just feels so weird because I'm like, oh.
And then there's her being social. When I was in college, I was like antisocial. I mean, no different than I am now. I someone would try to strike up conversation with me over like, I'll be drawing, by the window or whatever.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, that looks pretty cool. I was like, thanks. And then I close my book, put it up, and I'm like, okay, no more of that. And they're like, oh, okay, did I make you uncomfortable? I was like, a little bit. I like being alone. And now you're sitting here. Like, leave me alone.
I'm gonna be real honest. Like, before I sat down with this kid, I was actually hiding in the corner where the vending machines are, drinking my soda, because I was like, I was gonna stay there for an hour. I'm like, oh, I got nothing better to do, right? Just hide here and drink my soda. But then I looked over and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go talk or sit down with someone at least. Because I thought the dude was in my class. I thought he was in accounting. So I was like, I might as well get to know someone and get my connection and cheat off of them. That's the only thing. That's the only reason.
Was he not in accounting?
No. In the end, he wasn't. And I'm like, oh.
Stranger danger.
Literally. But, the people, so he had a bunch of friends. Like, his whole friend sat on his side. My friend sat on my side. But his friends, like, there was like two of them. They were like, both identifying as trans and whatever. And I was over here like,
fun.
I didn't know. They didn't even tell me or anything. Like, they didn't even introduce themselves or nothing. And I was over here, like, telling my friend Ethan. And I said, hey, help her out. And it's like, it's actually them. And I'm like, how was I supposed to know that? You look like a bush lesbian in the far corner. Like, I'm done. Like, she was wearing plaid. They were wearing black and red plaid. And I was like, that's a butch lesbian right there. It's a butch non-binary person apparently now. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, what's your name? And I heard Jade. No, I was wrong. It was J. And I was like, oh, J, like the blue J? No, J as in the letter J. I'm like, that's so basic. I'm like, I was done. I didn't say anything because I'm like, respectful. You do you. I will never see you again. But I was just, I felt awkward. And I was like, who names themselves an actual letter? It's like, hey, I'm Z. Oh, like Z-E-E? No, Z. What is that? Well, what's next? That they name everyone the alphabet?
A. My name is B.
Yeah, my name is C. Like, no, I'm done. We're not lab rats. Name yourself an actual good name.
Next thing is gonna be like, I am 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Oh my god. But it was just that. And then we'd be talking about something cheerful, like, right? And then it's like the other trans kid would be like,
doom and gloom.
they'd be like, oh, did you hear about this, about like the trans law and everything? I'm like, nobody cares. I didn't say it, but I was just like, I looked at my friend Ethan and I was like, oh my god, like, can you shut up? But, like, they kept talking about, like, it was like pause and then back on
political stuff about them.
Yeah. And I'm like, look, I get it that you are that and you're identifying, but I'm like, we are here. It is like 8 in the morning. No, it was 9 in the morning. 9 in the morning, we do not care. We do not care. But it was, I was just dying. And like, if the person is watching this, I respect that, but I'm like, there's a time and a place, and that was not the place.
Or the time.
That was not right.
That we tend to be a little what's it called, like unemotional over some things.
Yeah.
Like, like we're both in the gay community, but I feel like, some people would be like, oh my god, they were like shot dead in mass. I'd be like, they live in the dream, man.
No, for real. I would love to be
I'd be
shot.
like, I want to be dead. No
I mean,
joke.
if you get killed in mass, you go straight to heaven. You
Really?
I mean, that makes
What if
sense.
you kill yourself during that?
Oh, well, if you killed yourself, you're going to hell.
Are you like out of bounds?
I don't know. Maybe you go to purgatory because you killed
if you
yourself.
kill yourself during mass, you go straight to heaven. If you get killed during mass, you
Yeah,
go straight
you
to
go
heaven.
to heaven.
If you kill yourself in general, you go to hell. But like
If you killed yourself in
math says they cancel out.
maybe you just end up in purgatory.
You just go
between.
dunk.
You're a ghost. You're like, oh, I guess I'm here now.
This is me now.
Oh man, but that was just so awkward, and I was just like, but
Woo.
like I said, my friend was there. It was forever since I seen him. His hair grew. The last time I saw him, he had like the butch lesbian haircut, but like curly hair, which
Yeah.
looked good on him. Respect. But when he came back, he was like, guess who? And I was like, huh? Turn around. Oh boy, he had like a biggest fro and everything, and it was like, oh my god, I love your hair. He's like, did you know I could shove a pencil in this? I'm like, yes, I want to do it so bad. I was like, yes. He's like my favorite golden retriever boy. I'm like, yes. But Ethan, you're watching this. Hi.
I don't know you.
I mean, I have friends, bro. I got connections. And everything.
I have friends.
I have friends, but never hang out with them. Why? Because we all have working jobs.
Working job. You mean full-time job?
I have part-time, so that doesn't really count.
So why do you say working? Just say we all have jobs.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean,
My dyslexia is kicking in.
I think you're mistaking that for autism.
Maybe I am autistic. I don't even know.
Maybe?
Man.
I'm pretty sure you are.
I'm pretty sure I need to go check with a doctor and be like, well,
No.
my physical's coming up, so I might as well.
I need to get a physical.
I need to, because I already had made the appointment, but I'm like, oh crap, I gotta talk with the doctor. And I remember last time I said, hey doc, do I have anxiety or something? Because like my heartbeat won't calm down. And then she's like, you need to check with a therapist. I'm like, isn't that your job to recommend me to a therapist? Stupid. She never did. And I was like, oh.
No, you're supposed to get a therapist.
No, yeah, I'm supposed to get a therapist. Well, my health insurance covers it for now. And I'm like,
Will it though? Well, maybe.
oh,
Probably.
I still have the family thing until like
I mean,
21
I have
or 22.
I have
somewhere there.
insurance, but I don't even know if it covers therapy. I don't want to go to therapy not because I'm like, oh yeah, but like, I mean, I've been through therapy, y'all. I've been to 3 therapies.
You actually have been?
Yeah, I went to The reason I don't do anymore is because I kind of lost hope. Because the first therapist I had, she was really nice, but then she like moved away or whatever. Like like she couldn't be my therapist anymore. So they switched me to this girl, and like this other girl, this woman actually, she was horrible. I hated her so much, and I just kind of. The thing they tell you they don't tell you though is you can switch therapists whenever you want. If you don't like your therapist, you can switch it. But I'm just like at this point you already took away the one I really liked, and so I'm here like, I don't like this girl.
And at the time you didn't know.
And she was more like always trying to find the problem instead of just like listening to me. Like the first lady, she would listen to me and like give her feedback, whatever, that was pretty good. And like, if there's a problem, she'll bring it up. But hers was like, why do you do this? I'll be like, I ate breakfast. And then she's like, why? I'm like, I don't know. I ate it late.
I know this is completely off topic, but I have like soda candy. And I just found out that they have faces on them. This one has a little face.
That's not true, guys. She's lying. This one's blank.
No, flip it. No face on. Why does mine have a face?
I believe you are just hallucinating. Yeah, they're blank.
Mine has a face though. Why does it have a face? It's haunted. I'm gonna eat it.
Anyways, and then after that lady, she switched me to a guy therapist because I guess it was like, oh, maybe he just needs to talk to a guy to open up. No, I just didn't like you, woman.
Oh, for real.
And then this guy wasn't great either. And then at the end, the diagnosis was, oh, he doesn't have anything. He's just shy. And then, after that, they like ended therapy,
Oh
right?
my God.
And then now I'm like, I want to die constantly.
Okay.
I hate life and I have so many issues, but I'm just shy, guys. Which I'm not even shy.
He's just quirky.
Like, I'm not even shy. I just genuinely hate people and think it's a waste of time. I'm antisocial, not shy.
No, yeah.
I can talk to people. I could go up and be like, yeah, cool.
Hello. Mm-hmm.
But I'm mostly like, I don't want to fuck with this today. Like, I hate this. I hate you.
Mm-hmm.
You're stupid. But yeah, and that's my therapy story. That lasted about a couple years. I was like, I'm done with this.
Okay, I'm honestly curious because I know everybody that I know has told me to get therapy, right? They have told me, I'm not lying, because they know how messed up my family life is, right?
Yes.
And they're like, you need therapy. And I'm like, but how do you get therapy? And they're like, just find a therapist. I'm like, the thing is, I go to Mercy. Did you get your therapist there? Brendita, our cousin, she said that their therapists are not good. So I'm over here like,
Well, maybe they're not.
I don't know. So I'm just like,
So maybe you have to find, just search up,
therapist. Like, Nayeli gave me one, online. And I'm like she gave me the website to look for one, right? So I'm over here like,
I was like, don't do.
I never used it. I never used the
Maybe
website.
online therapy would work, but I don't know. I like meeting up with the person,
No, I'm like, yeah, I want to meet
Also,
with the
you
person.
can always ask Bridget. She goes to therapy. So
Oh, yeah, I can ask Bridget.
ask her, where she goes and whatever.
I should probably
I
ask.
think she goes to Mercy, so.
Oh, well, you know what?
Also, it's just a fact of finding the right one,
Yeah. Find the right therapist and you're good. You don't kill yourself soon. Anyway. I mean, not soon. I mean, they technically help. They make it go a little bit away.
And then they put you in the loony bin.
I have never... Well, have you been in the psych ward?
No, but
I've
I know
never been.
family members that have.
Really?
I won't say that. I won't say
Oh, no,
this,
yeah.
but
I did not know. Is it mom's side or dad's side?
our mom's side is the Mexican side.
Oh my god.
We're all messed up, but
No, for real. Because, me, I know I had, actual therapists and everything back when I was younger. Because apparently they thought I was mute.
Well, I had the therapy when I was in high school. It was middle school through high school. And then, at the end, they were just like, oh, the dude's just shy.
He's just shy. No, he wants to kill himself, y'all.
I was like, okay. And my mom even was just like, okay. She's like, that's not it. I know that's not it. My child. But okay.
Were y'all paying for this therapy or
Obviously.
I mean, but
you have to pay.
But cuánto were you paying?
I don't know. My mom was paying for it. I just went.
God. Now I gotta ask your mom how much she paid for it. Because, dude, apparently my physicals, when I go every time, they're like, oh, do the copay, right?
Yeah.
And apparently my last one that I did, I didn't pay. But I'm like, no, I did. Because, I put my card there and everything. And, no, I didn't. Because apparently the girl said, oh, you're all good. So I said, okay, I'm all good. But I guess I don't got to pay, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't pay a copay because apparently my debit card was already in the system. Turns out I didn't pay, and then when I went for my a doctor's appointment to get out blood, I had to do a copay, and they're like, "Oh, it turns out that there's something wrong with the system. You're not supposed to be paying it because the healthcare already covers it, right?" So I'm over here what's going on? Do I owe you $5 or not? Hello? Because I know I have to owe them $5 for an appointment or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't know what the problem was, so apparently from what I know, what I think I owe them $10 now. Because I didn't pay for my physical, and I didn't pay for one of my, blood drawn things, so I was just like, do I owe you money or not?
Usually what I pay for is, I pay for everything now, but I haven't gotten a physical since high school.
Oh my god, Tony.
Yeah, no,
Get that in check.
That's a thing guys do apparently. I was like, okay. I mean, makes sense, but also I need to get on top of that, and I do want to make a physical soon.
Oh yeah.
Just because stuff. But
I mean, I'm saying
the only thing I usually pay for are my glasses,
uh-huh.
the copay and everything.
Oh no. Yeah.
But yeah, I spent glasses are expensive, man. I hate how I have to pay to see.
I'm blind and you're doing this too.
Okay, so the insurance, they cover the actual exam and they cover the lens.
Oh.
but they don't cover the frames.
Oh.
So, well, they cover a bit of the frames, actually a good amount, but you also buy other things for lens and the frames. So, in the end, the frames was like $175. Insurance took away like $150, so it's like, oh, cool, barely had to pay, but I bought like, little things for my lens and whatever, to see.
And did you buy the cleaning product too?
No, you don't buy those, they get those for free.
Oh, really?
But,
nice.
like, you buy, like, the things you buy for lens is like, to make your eyes don't like shrink when you have it, and like, to shave it down, because see, like, my lens are so thick that they come out. I didn't shave it down. My mom got mad at me. I was like, I'm already paying like $250 for the things I already bought.
I don't get paid much for this.
Yeah, but anyway, so in the end, even with insurance, I still have to pay like $250 just for like the things I added on to it. And I was like, yay.
So, I have a question, honestly, for insurance. See, I know mine is about to end soon. How do you get a new one?
I don't know. My mom just shows up and she's like, I got insurance for everybody. I was like, what?
It's like...
Because I know we constantly go in and out of insurance. Like, we won't have it, and then we'll have it. And usually when we do get it again, that's when we try to do everything. That's mainly why I haven't been to the doctor or whatever. We just haven't had the insurance. Oh. So we're like, yeah, we don't want to pay. We're just going to wait it until we can get it again.
Oh, yeah, because like my parents were like, oh, make sure to get ready to buy your own insurance. And I'm like...
But how?
How? And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna be dying.
Like, insurance comes with like jobs and stuff.
No,
right?
yeah.
Like, full
but like
jobs.
my job.
So I don't know how to get it. Yeah, I don't know how to get it individually.
No, yeah, because I'm just like, I know we have it individually, but I'm like.
Maybe your job does provide it, but you have to work. Full-time. Yeah, full time.
And I'm like, I don't
Usually
want to do that.
That's the rule.
I'm like, no, thank you.
Because I know, my mom works for the school, so, like, the insurance the school gives is what we all got.
No, yeah. And besides, if they need insurance, I'm just going to go to the pharmacy in Kroger where they don't need insurance. I'll be like, do it, check me out.
Nowhere needs insurance. The reason you have insurance is so you don't pay all of it, because insurance pays.
Oh!
But so if you want to go to the doctor without insurance, yeah, you can do that. The only thing is you're going to end up, like, paying, like, $500, $700 for an appointment because that's what insurance would cover.
Then why the hell am I paying $5? I'm so confused.
The $5 is the copay.
Okay. So
basically it's like your 2 cents of the thing. Like, so the insurance isn't exactly paying everything. It's like, yeah, you're helping me pay for this, but it's like $5. That's what that is literally in the co-pay. 2 people paying. Insurance is paying and you're paying. Co-pay.
Oh my god. I didn't know that. Well, I'm learning a lot. You're actually teaching me more than my parents could.
At least that's what I think it is. If it's not right, I'm sorry. Do not gaslight me.
No.
Don't blame me, but I think that's what I got from it.
See, I'm trying to learn how to do a lot of things because my parents don't help at all.
Yeah, that's right.
Like taxes. Apparently, I had to go do it myself, right? Well, I mean,
okay.
Like obvio, I did it myself last time too. But like my parents, no, I didn't even do it last time. My dad just took my information and did it without me. So I never got to know who the lady was.
Well, until you like do anything like really complicated, you can just again go to the library every year. Or I used TurboTax this year, and
I'm not gonna go to the library because like they kind of still owe me money.
I used TurboTax and it worked out fine. I mean, I'm not in jail, so.
Well, yeah. Like I had to fix the paperwork because like me and the person fucked up on the paperwork. So like we fixed it on the same day that it happened. And the thing is, they were like, "Oh, you're gonna have to wait like 3 or 4 months, so we can pay you back your $500 that like the IRS owes you."
Yeah.
So I'm already like, okay, this was in April. I thought I would get the money by July. I guess that April doesn't count as a month. So apparently I guess I have to wait till September. And if I don't get my money by September, I'm never going to the library again. I'm just gonna go to your app. Or I'm gonna go to the lady that my parents recommended me. Yeah. And I don't. They're like, it's expensive. I don't care.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Like I'd rather have someone who I'd rather have someone who knows how to do it right.
Yeah.
Unlike the library.
Well, that was just. I mean, I got like a pretty good person on the library. She did it really quick. And the thing about the library, it's free. It's usually simple stuff. TurboTax is also free if it's simple stuff. If it's like something more than what the free provides, then you have to buy it. But
No,
you know, we're just on W-2, so it's like...
No, yeah. I'm on W-2 too, so I was like, yeah. The only reason we messed up was because there was 2 different managements, so I got 2 different forms, and the dude assumed they were the same form, and I wasn't aware. And then they were like, oh, it's all your fault because you didn't pay attention to the paperwork. And I was like, you know, they give you a full one, they're like, review it. I looked at it, didn't notice the mistake, and I said, it's good. So they're blaming me, and I was blaming them, so we were both at fault, but still pissed me off. And they owe me $500.
But yeah, I did TurboTax. It all went smooth. I mean, like the first time I did taxes, there was this whole ass thing. Like I had to like go and get this code or whatever because it was like, we're not sure it's you doing taxes. It's like, what? It was like, you know, the robot thing. Like we're just making sure you're not a robot. But
it's like you're
so
the
I had
robot.
to like go get this code thing because if I didn't get the code thing, they wouldn't give me my refund.
Yeah.
So I got the code thing, and then it was like a constant back and forth of like sending this code thing in, and then they would send it back being like, this and this is wrong, like not wrong, but like we need this and this from you. And then I would have to send that, and then they would send it back being like, we still need this and this. I was like, why can't you just send it all at the right, like one time? Anyways, eventually that was settled. That was like 2 years ago with my taxes, right? Or whatever. So like, yeah, last year's taxes, it was fine. Or this year's taxes? Because I had the code. Like, they sent me a code. It's like, whenever you do your taxes, put this code in. I was like, okay. Thank you.
Man, you gotta teach me how to use TurboTax.
It's not hard.
It's not that hard, but like, do you need to set up an account, put your information first?
Yeah.
Like.
But you should already have an account because you do your taxes.
No. I mean, like, on the app, why? It's like, make an account for the app.
It's the same account as, like, your taxes account because it's a government account. Like, a government thing.
Sorry, it's because I've never had the app.
It's like school. They give you your account, right?
Yeah.
And then, no matter what grade you're in, it's still gonna work.
That's where I was confused because I'm like, I haven't downloaded it yet because I don't know anything about it. So I was like, that's why I was waiting to ask you one day, and I was like, how does it work?
Yeah, I just did that.
Because I might use it. I don't know for sure. Like, because if I don't get my 500 back, like if I don't get my like return, I'm gonna do TurboTax. And if I do get it, I'm not gonna use TurboTax and still go to the library. Just make sure to pay attention next time. Yeah. But I wonder.
And obviously, I think the main problem is you have 2 forms instead of 1. Like if you just get 1 form, it's like whatever.
No, yeah, right. And it was like it was 2 forms because there was different managers within the year. It was like the actual big bosses. Yeah. They changed paperwork. So I'm over here like, I didn't know that. And that's why I brought both of them. Which was the right thing, right? I made the right choice. But the thing is, the person doing it didn't know that they were the same. Like, that they were different paperwork. They were different companies. He thought they were the same. So I was just like, why would you mess that up?
But it has 2 different things.
It had 2 different things. One was like the second year, and then the other one was like what I actually earned.
Yep.
So, pissed me off, but I mean, okay.
Adulting. I guess that's today's episode. Adulting.
Oh my god, no! I'm gonna name this one. No, yeah, adulting. That's a perfect title. Oh my god.
It wasn't supposed to be adulting, but it's adulting now, guys.
It's adulting. I hate being an adult.
There's not all bad. Like, look, I can buy these with my own money. They're like $30 each, but I have like a bunch of them.
So, remember how I mentioned how I saw my friend today?
Yeah.
So, I was like, yo, dude, you missed a lot. He's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, more like that, yeah, there's something I didn't tell you because you weren't around. And he's like, what? And so I told him about what happened to me with my account, and he's like, and he's like, no.
Oh, your stupid money thing with the picture frame? Girl, you stupid.
No, like, he was like, oh my god. And I'm like, yeah. But I mean, it's okay. At least I have money to live on. Stop, man, I know.
I just don't understand. And then,
like, I was just, it happened. And I was like, I mean, I really don't care anymore.
You gotta be smart, girl. You're just
like,
money.
No, yeah, for real.
I mean, ew, like, ew.
It's ill. I know it's cringe and everything. But I mean, I'll get it back. I mean, I mean, yeah, within a year.
You're not getting that back.
I mean, yeah, because I was literally a year allowance. It's just to work another year, dude. Stupid.
Guys, can you believe her? It's just work another year, dude. Dude, you lost a year's worth of money.
Yeah.
A year of your life is gone. Like, even if you work it back up, that year is basically wasted. Like, it's GTA wasted.
No, yeah. But, I mean...
I can just work it back. That's the thing. You don't need...
You don't need to work it back. But, Okay, yeah, I know it's stupid, but I mean... I have to look on the bright side because my parents keep reminding me every single day, and I'm like, can you shut up?
Speaking of being reminded of bad things...
He was grabbing something from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of being reminded of bad things, my brain has been on overdrive lately. So,
Really?
So, you know, I haven't, well, this week, I always say I haven't been able to draw and whatever, or like, I've been drawing, and to me, not drawing for like a week is a very long time. Like, for me, it feels like a whole month I haven't been drawing, so I'm like, ah. But eventually, that's kind of why I'm always complaining about it. But anyways, not the point of this story.
Yeah.
My brain, obviously, isn't drawing this week, and instead, is bringing up every cringy thing I've done in my whole life. I'll be just working, sweeping, and then I'll be like, I'm like, ah! And then like, I have like a mental seizure, and then I'm just like, why am I remembering all? And it's just constant, like, you know, sometimes you're laying in bed, it pops up, and you're just like, ah! And then, you know, you live your life. No, it's like every few minutes of my week, of my days, it's just like, ah!
That's how I am too. Mine is constant, because I'm like, because don't forget, this is not the first time I got scammed. Okay?
Yeah, I know.
So, the other times I'm just like, oh.
Like, no, but mine is like, you remember when you did this with the kid? And I was like, ugh. You remember when you did this with that one guy? Ugh. You remember this that happened like last month?
I swear.
It's like, when will you learn?
But yeah. My thought, the thought never leaves my brain, never. And I'm like, I mean, that's the point, right? It's never gonna leave because like you learned a life lesson, right? But I'm just like,
mine's not even life lessons. It's just cringe or embarrassing moments, and I'm just like, it's just like, why am I remembering this? Just go away.
Usually people receive those kind of memories when they're sleeping, when they're trying to sleep. But you got them.
No, it's just when I'm going through my everyday. I'll be like playing Pokemon and.
It's like, oh my god.
Ah!
I don't want this.
Way.
It's like, no, but I feel that honestly. But from what I heard in my workplace is that supposedly there was a new rule and everything for like whatever the manager suggested. Like they had a meeting or something for new stuff. Apparently we now get paid an off day if we actually fill in the paperwork and everything. Like there's actual papers in the back of the restaurant like that you can fill out, get the manager's signature, and actually get paid like a day off. Like you can do it whenever you want. And I'm really like, oh my god. And they're like, at least 2 week notice. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense, right? And I'm like, and I could still get paid that day? Woohoo! That's like a new thing they didn't do back then. I'm like, I would love that.
But and I think it might only apply to like, oh, I'm getting surgery or stuff like that. Not just like, I want to take the day off. Pay me.
I mean, I don't know.
Because obviously
it didn't state the reason. It just says it doesn't say whatever. It just says, oh, you can get paid a day off, and I'm like, oh. Like it doesn't say, oh, you gotta be sick or something. No, you gotta like, or at least I don't know. All I know is there's a section on the paper that says reason for the day off, and you write it in, and if the manager sign it, that means they agree with why you're going to be gone that day. So I'm like, oh, that's cool, but I would love to be getting paid on sick days, even though that never happens. Like, I was actually sick one day, and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't make it. I didn't get paid, and I was like, I'm like, I only got paid for like 2 days. So I'm like, oh, okay. But that's one new thing of the McDonald's policy. The other new thing is apparently within 6 months, so probably in December, we're going to, depending on the, like, how much we've upgraded, like, depending on the reviews, like, how much progress we did, they might give us a raise or not.
Well,
So I'm like, oh my god, an actual raise?
Monday.
Wow. But, like, what I'm doing, so I can get some extra bills, because normally if I get there actually on time, like from 5 to 10, like leave on time and everything, I get paid like $190 or like $180 at times, right? No, I decided to go to work actually a few minutes way earlier. Why? Because they pay me for the time, right? They pay me for the time, and they love to hold me back, so I end up leaving later than 10. So, get there by 4:30 or 4:35, leave by literally 10:30 at times, and I get paid like 200 or 220 at times. And I'm just like, for 3 days, that's cool with me. And like, I could be working a better job, but I'm like, look, for now, we're going to stick with this, because I don't know how college is going to be. It's going to be cramped, so I'm just like, let's stick with McDonald's for now.
Yeah, I don't think you should look for a new job now that you're back in college.
No, yeah.
Until, like, you get fired or something, but...
I even told my
look for a job if you're in college, but, like, if you already have a job, don't look for a job.
Don't look for a job unless you know you can actually manage it. Like, yesterday, I was at work, and I told my manager, I said, girl, I'm done with this place. She's like, me too. And, like, before she became manager, she was my coworker, so we just talked shit about our job. So I just walked up to her and I'm like, I'm done with this place, hon. And she's like, why? And I was like, I'm just done. And then she's like, I feel that I'm done with it too. I'm sick and tired of being manager. And I'm like, I know, right? You get so sick and tired that you pass it on to me. She's like, yeah, sorry. And I'm like, I know, but it's okay.
I need to quit.
I'm like, and I told her, I said, girl, if we don't get a raise anytime soon for this bullshit that we deal with every single day, I will quit. She's like, I totally understand. And I'm like, thank you. Because most of my other managers, like before she became one, were like, no, you can't quit. Like, that's no reason to quit just because life gets hard. And I'm like, no, it's because I'm getting treated like garbage. I'm like, I almost got slapped by a customer once. And like, where was my raise? I don't get paid to be verbally abused, actually almost get physically abused or anything. Like, no thank you.
Well, that and like, places can't hold you back unless you're under a contract. But,
no,
if you want to quit, you can quit. They can't be like
no, like
you can't quit because of that. Like, okay, what you gonna do? I'm just gonna stop showing up. Who cares?
Yeah.
You don't want me to quit? Okay.
And the funny thing is, I've like almost tried to quit like for so many times. I've been there for 4 years now. I've tried to quit 4 times within all those years. Like every year, I would try to quit. This year, I was going to, but I never like did it because I was like, wait, I'm changing the business. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Never mind. Back up. So I just have the quitting letter in my Google Docs, and I have my resume for the new job in Google Docs. I just have it all saved there, and I'm like, I hope.
I mean, good.
But yeah, managing a job and managing college is difficult.
Fun. It's fun.
And
is it difficult though?
Well, no, because
well, you work kind of late, so.
I work late. Well, yeah, but it's not difficult because my advisors, lucky for me, like I told them, I said, hey, give me only classes morning until like wait an hour or two before 5. And they're like, why? And I'm like, because I work at that time on these days. And I told them my work schedule. And they're like, okay, we can work with that. So most of my classes for this week, it's literally I leave at 12:20, or I leave at 2:20. So I'm like, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Like I have enough time to drive home, get ready, get some food, and then go to work. So I'm like, that's good for me. But it's still hard to manage because I'm like, we just started. I don't know how much homework I'm gonna have or anything. So I'm just like, ugh. And my mom goes, well, if it doesn't work out, just quit your job and then don't have a job. I'm like, with what money will I be paying the bills? I'm like, Mom, are you going to pay? She didn't pay my college bill. She didn't pay it. It's me. I'm always paying my bill.
Don't you get it for free?
I don't get. Well, I do get most of it free. I get like the $2,000 for free.
Yeah.
But the rest, I'm like, and then
what is the rest?
300, 200, sometimes higher, depending on the online books.
No, okay, the online books I understand, but what else are you paying for, girl?
The classes too. The teachers want their raises.
That's new. I thought you were paying for the classes. Like
apparently, well, you're not, but you are in a way. It's complicated. And I'm like, because I was surprised. I'm like, wait, why is it 300? I paid like 200 or 100 last time. why are you 300? And they're like, business major classes require more money. And I'm like, why? You're just accounting.
You're joking.
You're joking. Like, I ended up paying like $327.50 for the fall semester. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to pay more than that on the spring semester. And I'm like, no. I still have to make an appointment with my advisor. And he's like, just send me an email. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, because I showed him how the app didn't work for me. And he's like, oh, yeah, it's because they changed your advisor. I'm not your advisor anymore. And I'm like, but you're the good one. And I'm like, he's like, just email me. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I just have to make the emails, tell him the time and the day that I'm available. Yeah. And we can work the changing my major to actual business. I'm just over here like, I'm done paying.
I'm done using money.
I'm done.
Especially when this bitch has always lost money.
I always lose money somehow. It's so stupid.
I know.
And I'm like, cause like, dude, my bank account, like before I lost it, like my money, I had wasted a lot too because of my car. And my parents didn't want to pay for it, so I ended up paying.
Well, I mean, it's your car.
I mean, it's my car, but it's not under my name. Why am I the one paying for it? This is not under my name. I'm just the driver. I'm marked as driver on the.
But it's your car. My car is technically not under my name too.
Either way, I mean, I worked my money back.
Different story, you know.
Worked my money back. I mean, still lost it anyway. But I mean, I'm working it back now again. And I told my mom after the yard sale, I'm like, okay, now I'm going to take this money and put it in my bank account, right? She's like, no, save it. So I have a bunch of cash in a box in my room.
I mean, that's smart.
Yeah, she's like, save it. So I was like, okay. And I'm like, can I pop the balloon? I want to know how much is in the balloon, right? Because we talked about it in the last podcast. I'm like, can I look in the balloon? And she's like, no. And I'm like, it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. I want to know what's in it. I'm like, I don't even. She's like, you can clearly see it as 25 and 1. I'm like, but I want to know how much. It's like, I want to know how much is in it. But it's okay. From what I know, like from the money I save from Los Primos and the yard sale, I have $600 in total. So I'm like, whoopee, I have money.
I've been stashing money like separately since forever.
Yeah.
Mainly because my bank account is like, you know, the main whatever source that I use, and then I stash away cash like from the tips or whatever. I always stash away a set of it in cash. Yeah. Just because in my mind I'm like, what if the Great Depression happens again and the banks just decide to kaput on us?
That's
I will have this and we will be alive. And my parents are like, why don't you just deposit it? And I was like, because we don't have spare cash laying around. If Great Depression happens, y'all are coming to me. Oh. I have all this because I do have a lot in cash.
No, yeah, you do.
Like, you need to deposit some. I'm like, no. It's well hidden. It's somewhere, you know.
Oh, yeah. And that's actually smart.
And I'm just like, you know, something like that happens again, banks decide to blow up or something, we're going to have that at least. No, and that should let us survive for a couple months.
But that is smart though. I mean, I kind of did that. But I never really got big bills often, so I'm like, I couldn't really do anything because I wasted my big bills on my dog. Remember? Because I bought him. But I mean, shut up.
Again, waste the money. And then be like, I don't have money.
I mean, my mom didn't want to buy it. She was like, you buy it. And I'm like, well, when she gets her dog, I told her, I said, you're picking your dog up. Okay? And she was like, okay. And I'm like, but when she gets her dog, she'll be paying everything. I'm not buying her dog food or nothing, okay? That dog is her dog now. I'm not buying her tapetes, no nothing. And she better not be like, mija, help. No. It's your dog. You buy your dog stuff. Making me buy everything for my dog. I'm gonna make you buy everything for your dog. I mean, that's basic rules. I know. That's common sense. You have to buy things if it's your dog. I'm like, yes, I know that. But it's like, if you're the one imposing and enforcing and saying, you have to buy this is for your dog, even though the dog doesn't really necessarily need it. Why are make me pay for it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we're your parents, so you have to buy it for us. It's like, no.
And I'm like, no.
You already made me do everything myself, so
Like-
no.
I'm like, no, thank you.
Thankfully, my parents aren't too much like that. Mine are. I help them out willingly. They're never forcing me to like buy things.
You want to know something funny that my manager, well, the one I told her I was going to quit? So, I was mentioning to her how my mom recently bought a cafe machine for like $160, right? And I love it. I liked it, really. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, my mom got it as like, I don't know, maybe like, oh, I thought of you for once. And my manager goes, for the first time. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, I just sat there. I didn't sit there, but like, I was like, this bitch knows me too well. My manager knows me too damn well. Because almost everyone knows how much my mom sucks at showing me. My mom sucks at showing that she like loves me. And I'm like, oh my god. They're like, yeah, you got mommy issues. I'm like, shut up. Like, they know that I have, like, messed up parent issues, and they're like, ha ha. And I'm like, you know me too damn well. I need to leave. I told her that. I was like, I need to leave. Y'all know me too well. I'm like, because the thing is, I wasn't insulted. Because when she said, for the first time, I'm like, I wasn't. Because I was about to say it. I'm like, no. I'm like, no. I just ended up laughing for 30 minutes, bro. Because it was like back and forth. It kept looping in my head. And I was like, oh my god. And then I finally calmed down and I was just like, oh my god. I looked at my manager and I'm like, you did me dirty, bro. You did me dirty, but I love that. And she's like, yeah, like, she's like, really? I thought you were going to say, I hate you, like you always do. And I'm like, well, I'm like, you haven't made fun of me yet. That was actually funny, okay? And this is like, okay. And then a few minutes later, hey, can you reach this fucking I hate you? I'm like, I'm done. That happened yesterday. And I'm like, oh my god. And then I was just like, oh, okay. Waddle.
Anyways, so completely like 360 from that last conversation. I do have like a question for you. It's just not a question for you, but more a question to you regarding me. Bring it back to me, you know.
Yeah, bring it back to you.
No, I'm just kidding. But so I've been thinking of getting a new Switch.
A new Switch?
The newer one, you know.
Oh, the newer one.
OLED.
OLED. Mm-hmm.
But like. First, the conversation came up because, like, you know, my brother's Switch, which is your brother's former Switch, is like, you know, pure ass.
No.
Like, the thing does not work.
No, yeah.
And they were like, yeah, like, you can buy a new Switch, we'll buy that one off of you, and then we'll give that one to Nathy.
Mm-hmm.
But Nathy has been, like, such a fucking butt lately.
Mm.
Like, I mean, like, monumental butt. That even like me, like first, it was an idea of my mom.
No, yeah.
So,
yeah.
But now even my mom's like, yeah, I don't know if
you feel like he doesn't deserve it.
I mean, I already know he doesn't deserve it.
No,
and my mom
yeah.
también, and they're like, yeah, we just don't know if we want to do this yet. Y la cosa is like, with the initial plan was to like do that whole little transaction thing, but like not give it to him until like maybe he's like
he's
older.
Actually earned it or something.
Yeah, earned it or older, but. And then my dad was like, we might do this, like, to Nathy. And then Nathy was, like, all excited or whatever. Which then made Deanna start fighting Nathy because she's like, why does he get it? Like, I would get it. Like, it is mine. Like, it should go to me next. She doesn't even want it. She's just starting a fight. And next thing you know, there's, like, screaming and everything. And I'm just like, oh, my God. But I low-key do want to buy a new Switch. So I'm like, oh, my God.
So I'm going to make you do a little 360. What is your question exactly?
That's not. Should I buy a new Switch? That's the question.
That's the question. Okay, because I'm like, you told me a whole story, but you didn't ask the question. I'm like, what's the question?
So should I buy it? Because I'm thinking about it. I do kind of want it, but I'm also like.
If you want the Switch,
because I already have one, y'all.
I say like at least. I mean, you probably have the money, but I'm like, save up the separate, so like that way you have the money for it. Because trust me, it is not the same price as that. It is way more.
It's $50 more.
$50 more? Oh,
That's
I thought it was 100 more.
No, that's the OLED is $350. The one I want, the one I want, which is the Zelda one, is $350.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Well, I say go for it.
But I don't know,
Like, go for it if you want it. But
then I was also like, Mom, should I just buy this? And I was like pointing at the PS5. She's like, I know it looks so pretty, right? But what the hell will we play on it? Because my family is gamer nerds, except for Deanna. Well, Deanna knows how to play games too.
Oh, yeah.
She's just not like into it like my parents or my brother or me, who has like 725 hours on Pokemon and 495 on Scarlet and Violet.
You actually play your Switch. I haven't been able to.
I haven't even played it in like a year though. That's the thing.
Oh my God.
That's all we do. Like the time where I was like, game, and it's gonna go up once the DLC comes out.
Oh my
So
God.
it's like,
well, no, that's true. Mine will go up because of the DLC too. Oh, see, you guys don't know this, but after the podcast, me and Tony played Pokemon, and
I killed her a bunch of times.
No, yeah.
She almost beat me once because I just threw an Eevee team together. I was like, Eevees! And then like Zoroark. But like I was like, woo! And then she almost killed me, but I won at the end.
No, yeah.
What's your name? Leafeon pulled through at the end.
No, Leafeon did pull through, and I'm like, I fucking hate you.
No, it almost died.
I was like, ah. But no, yeah. I didn't know this, but now I'm finding out that he was just playing Pokemon nonstop after that day.
Was I?
You were saying that you got more hours because like it's been a year since you played.
No, like it's already those hours from like it's been a year. I picked it up again with you.
Oh my God.
Because I was like, I want to battle Milan because we haven't played in so long.
Oh, no.
And then so we played a little bit. After that, I didn't play, but I was like, oh my God, I have so many hours.
Do you still have Animal Crossing, my guy?
I have it. I just deleted like the little thing to make room because my thing's full. I need to buy a new SD card.
I still have my Animal Crossing, but the thing is, it's like I know my online membership's gonna end soon, but like I canceled it before it ended because like I don't know if I'll have money at the time on my credit at that, So I was like, when the new DLC comes back, I'll buy the membership again, so that way I can do some trade-ins or whatever.
There's one Pokemon I'm excited for.
Which one?
It's stupid, but Bellsprout.
Why are you excited for the Bellsprout?
I love that line.
Did they get like a new?
No, they're just in the game again. I love them.
So you just want a Roserade?
What the? That's
Oh, wrong one. Bellsprout's the little twig. You want?
He turns into the picture plant.
Best.
Victory Bell.
Victory Bell. I thought it was Vespa Queen or some shit.
Vespa Queen's the bee. I already have her. Yeah. You know the bee, the beehive?
I know. I think I'm forgetting all my Pokemon. You know what was so dumb of me that I thought was the evolution line? I thought Combees evolved into Beedrills. Like, I don't know why, but I had like a late night moment, like thinking to myself because I couldn't sleep. And then I was like, oh yeah, Combees evolved Vespa Queens if they're female, and then they also evolved into Beedrills if they're male. Not remembering, not even using my Pokemon logic that Beedrills are from Weedles. But I mean, my brain was like, B goes with B. Like, that was like last night. So I was just like, B.
I love bug Pokemon so much.
Yeah, you love bug Pokemon. I'm over here like Dragones.
I knew.
Or dogs.
They need to make a bug dragon type. Then I'll be like Dragones.
I'll be like, woo.
But they have yet to make a bug dragon.
Yeah. See, I love dog Pokemon like that, or like there's some Pokemon that look like dogs, but turns out they're actually cats. So I'm just like, oh. Yeah. But I'm like, either way, I like dog looking Pokemon, and then I also like dragon Pokemon, and I'm just like, yay! Like I never loved dragons, I never did. But then recently, when like Scarlet and Violet happened, I was just like, dragons.
I know, she suddenly went like dragons. I was like, okay.
At first,
probably because they're easier to catch and evolve. Because dragons used to be also like they don't evolve until like level 60 or level 55. And, just raising the Pokemon that high is like.
No, yeah.
But now she has like all these dragons. She's like dragon, and then I'm just like Sylveon, the fairy.
Fairy time, like. And then I'm like, you know what? Take the tongue, the fairy. But for real though, I have a bunch of dragons in my box, but I only choose the ones that I'm actually gonna use.
Yeah.
So I'm like 3 dragons and then 3 other types. So I have my starter, my Luxray, and my Tinkaton, and I keep it balanced.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, there we go.
Tinkaton. I don't know how her Tinkaton is so fast, actually.
Tinkaton has Focus Sash.
But that doesn't make it fast.
Oh,
that makes it not get knocked out by one hit.
I think I upgraded her stats or something.
Because, like, you know, I have my normally fast Pokemon, or, like, they're built on speed. And Tinkaton would, like, rush it. And I'm like, what the heck?
I don't know.
Because my Tinkaton is not built on speed. She's built on special defense and attack. My Lamb doesn't know how to, like, build Pokemon.
No.
She's just like, Pokemon! And I'm like, okay.
I really don't know how to do battle strategy, but I'm like, I don't know why my Tinkaton's fast.
I know, because I'll be like, oh, this Pokemon should, like, outrun Tinkaton, because, like, Tinkaton's not normally fast.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, this should, like, outrun it, and maybe I can get some damage in, and then it's like, Tinkaton Hammer. I was like, oh my god, there goes that one.
But yeah, recently I have been actually reading their move types, and some of the moves that, like, some of my Pokemon have, they always go first.
But Tinkaton has none of those moves.
No.
I know Tinkaton.
Yeah, Tinkaton doesn't have those moves, so I'm just like, wait, why did she go first? I was confused too, so I was just like, I don't know why my Tinkaton is fast. I think I have to do research on my Pokemon.
No, on top of that, she had, like, reduced speed, because I put the move Sticky Web reduces the speed by 1 stage, like, whenever you switch out. So Tinkaton had the, like, 1 stage speed reduced, so I was like, okay, yeah. Like, I'm definitely going to be faster. Tinkaton, no! I was like, no! He's gone! He's dead! It's broken!
And I'm like, Tinkaton, and he's like, did I do good, mother? And I'm like, yes, you did! You did good, what? Okay! And then she got killed the next round. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. We should stream battles. Because I'm not, like, that good at Pokemon battling, you know? Like, they're just easy.
Well, once I find out what the cable thing is called, my brother told me about some cables that you can do live stream, whatever. Like, you can record your Switch progress or whatever.
Which I feel like your brother's a butt for not letting us borrow it.
He doesn't let us borrow it.
We're like, can we borrow it just for the thing? And he's like, no. And I'm like, you...
He doesn't even use it.
It's not like we're keeping it. Yeah, he doesn't use it either. He doesn't stream games or anything.
And I'm just like, let me stream. I've been wanting to be a streamer. He's like, well, I bought it with my money. And I'm like, you don't even use it.
I know.
And I'm like, ugh. He's like, buy it yourself. And I'm like, do you know how much they cost? They cost a lot. I don't even have a streaming service computer. I have a Google Chromebook.
Do they cost a lot?
Well, the cable itself doesn't. But the thing is, the rest of the streaming service stuff does. So if you bought it the whole bundle together, like microphone, camera, everything, that's a lot of money.
Let's buy the cable.
That's what I'm thinking. But the thing is, if I buy the cable, I need to find out how to do it and everything. And I don't know how. And only Beto knows. And I'm just like, apparently you need your own other screen to see how it looks. And I'm just like, that's not true. But I don't know. I need to find out. I'll do my research and actually
like a capture card or something.
Yeah, I need to find out. I'll do my research and find out, and then, because if I want to do a live stream, I need another thing that tracks me, that tracks my face, and then tracks the game. And I'm like, I need a camera. I don't want to buy a camera, but I'm like,
if you don't live stream, then you need less stuff. All you need to do is like record yourself on one thing and like. Get the thing that captures what you're doing and then just put them together.
If it captures, how would it record the microphone thing? That's what I'm worried about.
What do you mean?
Wait.
I know, like, are you thinking?
You can record the microphone right here on a different device
on
while
the thing
recording.
that's capturing your face.
Oh my god. I'm so stupid. It's been a long day.
She went to math.
I was like, math, money-wise, calculations, how much would this cost, how much that? But then it's like, you can just do it on 2 different devices.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's right. Oh, but yeah, we could do a live stream of Pokemon. That would be fun.
Okay, live stream, you need to have more things.
No, not live stream. We could do a gameplay or something.
Yeah, we could just do a gameplay and like split the screen or something.
If I find out how, yeah. It shouldn't be that hard. I can manage.
Or like we can play a multiplayer game and just scream a bunch, or play Smash, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like We don't even need to put our faces.
We could just put like the little doodles. It's like move them a little.
Or not even that. We could just like do our voices. Be like, this is our gameplay.
No, that's a smart idea. I'll write that. I'll not write that down. I'll keep that in mind.
We can play Mario Party and just be mad at each other.
To be like, I wanted this.
No, me and Bridget played Mario Party. We lost to the NPCs 3 times. I was like, what is going on? And what's worse is we were actually trying, and me and Bridget would win most of the mini games, and we still lost.
It sucks. Imagine trying hard and then you still lose to an NPC, a computer.
I was like, oh my god.
You lost to a computer.
It's a CPU, but yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was fun times. We were so mad at the end of that. I was like, fuck this.
See, right now, not money wise, but device wise, I'm debating if I should get a tablet or not.
Yes.
Cause my computer, my Chromebook still works. It's a work.
I've told you already. You're always debating. I've said yes.
No,
that is something you need.
It works like a charm with the drawings. It doesn't do any failure or anything. The pictures downloads easily fast. And I'm just okay, I could do that. It works.
A tablet?
My Chromebook does everything a tablet does. So I'm okay, I don't have a problem with it. It was only the recording progress that was the problem. So I was just that's why I'm doing it on the phone to see if it's a different result.
Well, I don't know. I would say yes, just because you're drawing by finger, right?
Yeah.
You used your finger. Just the tablet is just so much better, for drawing, in general.
No, yeah.
And that's why I like it. And you don't need to get an Apple Pen. I have...
No.
People are like, oh, Apple Pen's so expensive. It's $100 or whatever. I have whatever pen I bought off of Amazon for $20. I think it was less than $20. And that thing works like a charm. I mean, I still have it. It's been working for 3 years already. And it does the same thing. I don't know what an Apple Pen does, to be honest. But that thing, as long as I can draw with it, then fine. Whatever.
I mentioned it to my mom one time, about me debating this idea. And I said, I'm going to go to the used phone store where they sell tablets cheaper. Because I'm I don't really need a new one. And they have the ones that work with the pens. So I'm just I don't really need a new one. I'm going to go there. And she's like, but what if it has problems with it already? I was like, I guess I don't need the tablet anymore.
I mean, you don't need to buy the newest version either. I don't know what version mine is, but it's not.
She wants me to buy the new version.
It makes no difference.
It makes no difference.
You can always buy about one version down, and it should be fine. And it's cheaper. It's so much cheaper for some reason because Apple is we release a new thing. Everything else is gonna be and then this one's gonna be $2,000.
No, yeah, and I'm still debating it because my Chromebook works perfectly fine, and I'm fine drawing it by finger.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. So I'm just do I really need a tablet or not? So I'm just keeping it on the wish list, and I'm hoping my parents don't make a stupid mistake by buying it, and it's one that I don't like. So I'm just please don't buy it.
Just don't buy it. Let me buy it.
Let me buy it. Let me choose it, because they really suck at choosing things sometimes. That Pokemon card that I got for my birthday, it was Pokemon Go. There was Pokemon Go cards. There was nothing good of it. And I was
no, it was the day before or whatever, it was when I bought $75 for the Pokemon card.
Oh my god.
It was my birthday week with y'all.
Yeah,
don't judge me. And then, we were at Walmart getting something for my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Mom, I'm gonna buy Pokemon cards. I always go to Walmart with the intent of buying Pokemon cards. And then, my mom, she was done shopping, so she was just following me where I went. And then we were at the Pokemon cards looking. And I was like, Mom, look, I want this one. She's like, well, then get it. And I was like, but I also want this one. She's like, well, then get it. I was like, but I don't want to buy both. She's like, well, then, somehow choose. And then, I did, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I put one back. I got the big box with, Dialga, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the one I want. She's like, okay. And then, we haven't even, we're, leaving the aisle. I was like, Mom, I think I want both. And she's like, well, do you want both? I was like, yes, I want both.
Yeah, you ended up getting both.
I got both. And I was like, Mom, this is $75. She's like, you're crazy. But good for you for spending money. Because I don't spend money, y'all.
No, yeah.
I just kind of hoard it. I don't think... Another mental issue I won't go into, but long story short, I don't think I'm worth spending money on myself. But...
Damn.
Yeah! Anyways, like I'll spend money on someone
Give
else.
me
and
some
be
of that
like, "Here you
mentality."
go." But like to myself, it's like I don't deserve this, and like I'm really good at talking myself out of it. If it's not a necessity like food or something like I can't live without, I buy it. But if it's something like the first time I was buying this pillow, I literally dragged it all the way to like the checkout, and then I was like, do I really need it? No, I don't, and I put it back, and we just left Target.
Oh my god.
I was like, really? And now I have like 3 of them because I buy them now. But so again, back to the Pokemon cards. I was like, Mom, for my birthday, like, just buy me Pokemon cards and I will be fine. It doesn't even have to be like this big box that I'm buying. This is for myself. I don't expect someone to buy this for me. Like, these little packs are like $5. You can get me this. Just never, if you ever buy Pokemon cards for like Natty or me, never buy like the battle deck because, you know, those are set up. They already, there's no random chance. It just has what it is. I was like, never buy those. Always buy these little things. And she's like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah. And then she bought me like the little packs thing. She's like, you said you wanted these. And I was like, yes.
Perfect. No, yeah, my parents they're like, oh, Jose Ramon chose it. I'm like, well, you shouldn't have trusted Jose Ramon. He sucks ass. He chose the Pokemon Go box and everything. I was like, I was like, thank you. You know, like, I appreciate it. You guys actually got something right for once. But I was just like, disappointment. I still collected the cards and kept them in my binder.
I mean, they're still playable, but they're they're different.
And Jose Ramon was like, when I was doing the yard sale recently, like, I was told him, get your thing, get the things you don't want, get whatever, right, that you don't want, that you won't regret selling, right? Because his things, they're toys, they'll actually sell off. So he's like, should I sell my wrestlers? And I was like, me and my mom, no. And it's like, but why? It's like, because they were one figurine was like $25.
And that's like a collection thing for him.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, you have like a bunch of wrestlers right here that you could sell in the future for grand.
Well, that and like, I feel like they, like, you know, the younger generation, or just...
Alpha, they're called Alpha generation.
Well, I don't think it's that. I just think it's like our family's younger line. They don't understand collecting.
They don't.
Like, they're all like, yeah, and then they like kind of like throw it away or whatever. Or like they get, like, my brother, he loves Pokemon cards, but he does not take care of them. Like, they're everywhere. He loses like everything big. And like he'll be like, where did it all go? Oh well. And I'm just like,
what do you mean, oh well?
I know, like
that you know the figurine, the Ash of the Pokédex?
Yeah.
That one's worth a lot of money now. And I'm just like,
it melted in the attic. Mine, the one that Ash that I had, he melted in the attic. Like he was scary looking.
Oh my god.
And I was like, oh.
But
and
that
then
one's
I think
worth a lot.
my brother broke it or something, but anyways, it's like they don't understand collecting. And like, so, you know, and it's not just like my brother age. My brother's young, you know, 7. Mm-hmm. But like, I have a cousin too. We both collect stuff. But he collects different things. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
He collects soccer stuff, but he also collects Pokemon stuff. But the Pokemon stuff he doesn't really care about. He'll be like, yeah, it's here. I love it. Cool. And then like kind of forget about it. And like his soccer stuff is all neat and nice and tidy, which I understand because it's like, yeah, that's your collection. That's what you like collecting. So obviously, if you try to collect this, or like if you have no interest in that, you're like, yeah, here you go, like give it away, whatever, to someone who actually cares about it, right? He usually gives it to me, so it ain't all bad. Like we're both mutual on that thing, so it's like,
well, it's good that he gives it to you. I don't get no.
But like, you know, I have like all these like Pokemon toys and whatever. I got a bunch of Pokemon shit up there. I got all these pillows. I got so many cards, guys. And I'm just like, yeah, that's my thing. Like, I keep everything very organized, very neat. And don't think I'm like, obviously I just said I don't spend money on myself. So this is like an accumulation since like I was 5. Since I was 5, it's not that much. It is a lot, but like, it's not that much if I were to like excessively spend on it, you know?
No, yeah.
And like on top of that, I collect it to play it. I'm not just like, yeah, we're gonna put it in a little box and it's gonna be like that forever. I like playing the game and everything. I like using my things.
See, like I collect the cards because I don't know. I like collecting the cards.
Yeah.
Like, I like to get the cards, then like take all the Pokemon cards out and just put them in order of like types. I don't know. I think that's an autistic trait, but
no.
No. so...
Also not autistic, it's more OCD.
OCD?
But it's not even OCD.
I don't know, but I like to do it, like, you know, I put it by type, I put it by type, like, you know, like rainbow, because it makes sense. Rainbow, black and white stays in the very end, brown too. But, it stays in order, color-wise. And then also, depending on the color, like, depending on the type, level type too.
Oh, well, I don't go as far as level. I just go through types. And
I do types and
like
level. And then all the items are all the way in the very back.
Yeah.
And those are not organized, I know that. The items just stay in the back. That's my organization. Color, type, HP.
You.
It's stupid. And if it's the same Pokemon, like the same card design, they stay in the same pocket.
Yeah.
But if it's a different Pokemon design, it's in a different pocket. So I'm just like, that's my organization.
Mine are just, like, the same Pokemon stay together, but it's all just by type and by... Well, by type and, like, all the items or whatever, they're separated. Energy cards and the same type of Pokemon, they go in, like, one box. And it just kind of goes like that. So I know, like, when I'm building the deck, I can just shuffle through them and be like, ooh, yeah, I want this type, so here's the boxes for this.
No, yeah. And my little brother, he was about to sell off his Pokemon cards. And I was like, no.
I know, right? Like, there's so many people in this family who wants them. Why would you sell them?
And he was like...
Like, at least sell them to one of us. I would even buy it.
And he was like, sell my Pokemon stuff in your yard sale. And I was like, no. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because your Pokemon stuff is my Pokemon stuff. Like, I gave it to you. I gave all my Pokemon stuff to him. So, because I knew he would like it. And then now he's being this way. And I'm really like, give me your Pokemon stuff if you don't want it anymore. And then my mom was like, oh, sell your Street Fighter's tape. And I'm like, no. She's like, why? You never play. And I was like, no, that's wrong. I do play, but it's lonely playing alone. So I'm like, I don't play always, but I'm like, I'm not going to sell a 200 table for cheap in a yard sale. Like, So, don't get rid of things that you know will be valuable later. Like, yeah, see, I told her, I straight up, like, called her and said, you better not sell any of my LPS, because I gave her my whole collection. Remember, I have about 1,000 LPSs. No, not even 1,000. It's probably 3,000 in there. No, 2,000. 2,000 LPS in there. And the majority are all from generation 1, 2, 3. They don't sell those anymore. So they're going to be worth a fortune later. Well,
not really?
Not really, but if I sold them all...
they're open. But, yeah. You know, I just like collecting stuff, y'all, because I collect random shit. Like, obviously Pokemon is one of my things. But then I also collect tassels, you know, those little things. Well, they come in, like, chip bags in Mexico, right? Usually when they... Well, I had, like, so... They do. The ones I have is, like, recent. It's more like a promotional thing. Oh. So, like, if they're not promoting anything, then they won't do it. But... Continue. When I was little, I had, like, this whole little Pokeball full of Pokemon version of them. Like, tassels.
That's cool.
And now I regret, like, so much, like, not taking care of it. Because I love chewing on things. So I remember I chewed all of them out. Like, because they're fun to chew on. I even chew on these a little bit, but I stop myself now because I'm older and I'm like, But right now the ones I have are Pac-Man. That's the ones I collected recently. It was like 2 years ago, though.
I'm going to say it. Because, I mean, it's not an official claim or anything, but I feel like that the majority of the Mexican side has a bit of ADHD or autism. Because
actually, chewing things is part of anxiety.
No, yeah, chewing things is part of anxiety, which is, you know, connected con la problema it's this thing, it's not the same thing, but it is a connection of that big problem. So I'm just like, we all have a bit of something, which is, it's okay because you're still human and you're doing good. But I'm just like,
yeah, like your inability to pick up social cues. That's something.
I don't know social cues, dude. I never had social
like you can make someone so uncomfortable, but you're just like, yeah, but this happened. And I'm like, okay, she didn't pick up the hint. Like, are you okay?
Like today, I forgot to mention it, but today, we were talking. Well, my friend and the person in front of them was talking. Yeah. And they were talking about ferrets, and then they started going about like how you can tell the ferret is dead. Right? Like, how you can talk, like, there's the sleeping videos and
Yeah.
they think that they're dead. And I said, out of the blue, oh no, you know that they're alive if they're going slinky mode, but you know that they're dead if they're stiff as a rock. Trust me, I know, my dog died. And they're like, like they thought it was recent. I'm like, oh no, my dog died like a year ago. I just know. And then they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, when she died, like I lifted her paw thinking you'd be like slinky mode because she's sleepy. And then all of a sudden I lifted her whole body up. Like that's what I said, word by word. And they're like, and I'm like, did I miss a social cue here? I thought I was contributing to the conversation. I was explaining how like it actually feels when an animal is dead.
Rigor mortis.
Like I guess, and I was like, did I miss a social cue? Is this not a normal thing? Because they were freaking out that I was coping with this with humor. I was like, yeah, my dog's dead. Like with a big.
But that's how our family works.
So, like I was just smiling big. It's like yeah, my dog's dead. Like she pretty much died the day before my prom. And I was like going on like about it, and they were just like, that's not okay. And I'm like, what do you want me to say? Bring my dog back, cry in front of you? Like my dog's dead. That thing is dead, bro. It's down in the ground in my backyard. It's down in the ground in my backyard. In a corner. Okay? I know where I buried her. Trust me. But like when I told them that, like what I'm telling you about my dog being dead, that's literally what I told them.
Yeah.
And like they were just like, they didn't know I buried her in my backyard. So, like they just met me too. So I was like, so they were more weirded out. So I was just like, was this not part of the conversation? I thought we were talking about dead things. Like,
when it's dead.
And then when I finished, like saying, like joking about my dead dog, they're like, they continued the conversation, but about death. Like they're like, oh yeah, my fish died. And I was like, okay. Apparently the dude's fish died because he apparently poisoned it with caulk. It's like
Coke?
Caulk, the thing, the glue thing. Cause the
Caulk?
fish caulk. Well, yeah, I say caulk to pronounce it right. Even though it's not that pronounced.
It's pronounced cock.
Yeah. But he said that the fish tank kind of got cracked. So they took the fish out, put it in a bowl, and they tried to like fix it. Yeah, and they did fix it. Problem is they forgot to let it dry.
Yeah.
So when they put the fish back, that fish like was taking the poison in. And nothing happened on that day. But then he said the next day, it was early in the morning, his mom went downstairs only to see in the tank that the fish blew up. The fish intestines everywhere in the tank and everything. Like the fish blew up. And it was just like, and she didn't even bother waking him up or anything. She just dumped it all out. And then he woke up and he's like, why is my fish tank empty? And she goes, trust me, you don't want to know. And he's like, why is it empty? What happened to my fish? It's like, your fish is dead. Like, it's like, you didn't even let me say goodbye, like flush it down the toilet or something, right?
There was nothing left to say goodbye.
And she's like, he said that, but it's like in a different way. He said that his mom said, well, what were you going to say goodbye to? The fish intestines? I was like, what the? I was like, oh my god. I was like, I love his mom now, because that was perfect. I'm like, whoa. And I was like, you know what? That was, like, that just made my...
Too soon.
Like, that made my dead dog scenario, like, dead dog conversation, like, way, like, that made it, his was better than mine. The fish flew up, bro. Like, and, like, he didn't get to see it. Like, I saw my dog die, like, dead, but, like, he didn't get to see it, so, like, he didn't get to say goodbye to his animal. I got to say goodbye to mine. Like, it's nice to meet you, man. I cope with death in a weird way.
With humor?
Humor. And, like, they were noticing that, and I said, oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to do that. And they're like, no, it's okay. It's okay to cope with humor. And I'm like, yeah. And then, like I said, these people were freshmen, right?
Yeah.
So they were like admiring me and my friend Ethan, like, cause we're the sophomores, and they were like, "Oh my god, you guys are so cool and everything." And I'm like, we are traumatized and drained. And they're like, but that's cool. And I'm like, that's not cool. Like, even Ethan agrees, like, that's not cool. Like, everyone, like, you guys are cool. And they're like, no, we're not cool. We're lame. We're losers. I was like, oh my god, you know what? I'm done with this table. I'm out. They were respect to them, but it was the trans kids who made it.
It sounds more like they're fishing for like.
They're fishing for attention, and I'm over here like
validation.
Me and Ethan were trying to be nice. We're like,
that's
hey,
low key like me though, because I mean not in that way.
No, yeah.
I'm pretty self-confident in like some things, but you know with drawing, I'm like, but it's not that good, and everyone's like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, but it's not that good.
No, yeah, you always say that.
I get that.
You say that to me, and I'm just like.
No, even the yelling.
Like a few days ago, you taught me how to say abs, like draw abs, and then you were like, I'm not that good. I'm like, stop, shut up. I'm like, you taught me how to draw abs, bro.
Because it's something I don't know. Again, mental issues, me always comparing myself and everything, but like.
No, for real.
Like, you know. No, I didn't like those.
You didn't like it.
But
I'm loving it.
They'll be like the other day, my cousin introduced me to a friend of hers, and I was like, oh yeah, we were talking, and he's like, well, like, I'm an indoor kid. He seemed more like an outdoor kid, but he was like super chill and really cool and very.
Curly hair, glasses.
No.
No, okay. I met one of her friends, but I didn't know if it was that one.
But he was like, you know, do you like doing anything? Do you like singing or anything like that? And I was like, no, I like drawing. Like that's what I do. And he's like, oh, I bet, like, you know, drawing takes so much skill. I bet you're really good at it. I was like, I'm not that good. And then Neely slapped me. She's like, you are good. And I was like,
oh, she slapped you?
Not like, you know, like, psh, but you know, like how she hits.
Oh, yeah.
No,
like,
she hits. We all kind of, like, hit each other. It's how we show love.
No.
We're very abusive.
It's okay. I know.
But she's like, no, like, you are good. I'm just like, but I'm really not.
Oh my god.
But I do get that, and I do understand how it's annoying, because, yeah, I've had some friends that are like, shut the fuck up now.
And, like, I found it annoying, because I'm like, we just met you. And it's like, we just met you, and I can clearly see, like, bright as day, that you're fishing me to be, like, praising you or something. But it's like, I've been through this college year. I know how it's going to be. I'm just gonna let them suffer. So I didn't say anything.
Suffer more.
I didn't say anything. I'm like, let them suffer a year, and then let's see who drops out or not. I'm about to text my friend, and like, I'll text my friend after this podcast and be like, hey, let's find out who drops out first. And it's like,
no need to be a mean one.
Eh.
As I say, knowing I'm full well of destroying people.
Like, I may be super nice with people, but I may be super nice, but if I want to be mean, I will be mean, dude. Like,
yeah.
Like, let me have fun.
Let me make this person hate their life.
Oh, well, that reminds me. They were like, they were like, oh yeah, because I said, oh yeah, we're traumatized. They're like, yeah, me too. I had a stalker, and I was like, oh really?
Well, let me tell you.
Let me tell you. So I went
back to that one episode, y'all.
And I jumped in and I said, really? And I told them about my stalker and mentioned that they were trans, even though I was there. I was like, I don't want to call them that, but and they're like, no, you gotta be respectful. And I'm like, I don't want to be respectful to my stalker. Fuck that. But
you don't have to.
I don't have to.
You don't have to give respect to
I
wasn't.
I wasn't even respecting the person in front of them, and they were getting offended about it. And I was like, shut up. Did you suffer what I suffered? Shut up. But I told them, because, like, they didn't even let me start yet, right? And they're like, you shouldn't be like that. I'm like, no, let me tell you what he did. And I was like, this person stalked me, fucking followed me around, wouldn't stop invading me, like, named a box cutter after me, even cut themselves with that box cutter.
And then became trans to try to get her to be with
wait
her.
For it, yeah. Wait for it, it's not there yet. Cut themselves. Behind my back would say that they wanted to fuck my little taco pussy. And I got offended by that because I was like, I'm short and I'm Mexican. So I knew it was about me. And I'm like, I hate you. And then one day I got done with it. I approached him and I said, you know what? Kill yourself. Like, I said it in a jokingly way, okay? Because, like, it was in the conversation and we were talking about how we want to die, right? And I was like, yeah, man, like, if you can't find a girlfriend, just kill yourself. Proceeds to cut himself with the box cutter he named after me. And then, luckily, like, I noticed the cuts and he was trying to hide them. And he's like, oh, like, trying to hide them to be cool in front of me. And I'm like, no. You're not doing anything. And I told the counselor, and I was like, yo, this dude's trying to kill us. Like, even though I kind of, like, had a part in it. But
tell me why my first thought was, like, to grab his hand and
do it yourself. I wanted to do that.
You want to die, then I'll kill you myself.
Oh my god. I wanted to. No, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. But I did want to beat him up so bad. I wanted to so bad, but like I couldn't because I knew I would get suspended because mentally unstable. But like yeah, I did the manipulation in a way. Not good. Not good to tell people to kill themselves. But I mean, this person was being really creepy. They got sent to the psych ward. Lucky for me. Whee! Like I didn't have to deal with them anymore. And then they came back trans and then kept trying to get closer to me, even dressed up in the dress and tried to get close to me during prom. And they're like, wanna dance? And I was over here like, no, you're still the same person. You're still ugly. You're still the same stalker. All you did was put on a dress. You didn't even put probably like makeup or something. Like cover that acne, awful acne that you have. And I'm like, I was straight up roasting this dude. I was like, you didn't even try. Like, I know some trans people who would actually try to look good. You didn't even try. And I was like, I'm not dancing with you. Bye. And I left. And like, that's the end of the story that I told them. And they were like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, so you think I'm going to respect someone trans like, even after they did all that creepy shit? No. And they're like, oh. And then they started going on a whole lecture about politics, and I was like, shut up. You kids don't know anything.
I don't do politics.
I don't do it either.
I just live. If the world burns, the world burns. If the world survives, it survives.
Yeah, I'm just like, if the politics don't involve my love life, I'm good.
I don't even care for that. Like, oh, you guys can't get married. Okay, I'll just like sleep with a guy until I die. Who cares?
Like, yeah, like exactly. Like, I don't care. Like, don't get involved in my love life. Let me be. But yeah. I mean, you guys don't want to give me a wedding? You guys don't want to let me get married? I'm going to go Romeo and Juliet.
But they both die at the end.
That's the point.
I mean, but like, it's not all based on a wedding, though. Like, I mean,
well,
yeah,
it was rivalry, like, but you know.
No, I meant like, no.
It was a secret wedding.
I meant for you, like, does a wedding really matter that much to you?
No, but I like the idea.
I mean, yes, I like the idea too. I do want to get married, but like, say in the future, like, I guess the only big problem is, oh, you guys can't get married. Then I'll be like, okay, I'll just live with him then. Like,
oh yeah.
What you gonna do? Not let us live together? Can they do that? Probably.
I hope they can't do that, because I'm like, dude, I need a roommate to pay the bills.
Yeah, I'll be like, he's my roommate. Oh my god, they were roommates.
They were roommates. But either way, I mean, the wedding sounds like nice. It'd be a nice touch, you know?
To my like, sad, invisible
But, I mean, that's not happening anytime soon. Because, I mean, I don't know. So, we was talking about, you know, with my manager about, like, you know, like, the gay life, right? Because, like, she asked, and I was answering questions, right? And then she was like, any luck with anything? And I was like, she was like, oh, how's your mom? Does your mom know? And I'm like,
I don't know anymore.
And I'm like, I told her, I was like, I don't know anymore, because, like, she literally outed me to the whole world, almost. And, like, but she doesn't want to admit it? So I'm just like, you know it, but you don't admit it. So I'm confused now. So I'm just like, oh. Because, like, she still has the idea, like, yeah. I'm going to marry some fine man, and I'm like, men disgust me. I can't be in a room. Like, I'll be friends with you. Like, oh man, like you're a cool person, but I would not want to be in bed with you. I'm like, no. But she keeps thinking that's gonna happen, and I'm just like, no, that's not happening anytime soon. And I was like, I told my manager, I said, I guess the only way that I can convince her is to bring someone over to, like, for Christmas or something. Be like, this is my girl. And it's like, to all the family members who knew, this is the evidence that it's true. Like, I told her I would actually do that. But I said, that's not happening anytime soon. And she's like, why? Because I don't get bitches, that's why. I'm like, I don't get anything. There's nobody in Tennessee.
being antisocial is hard too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yes, I want this, but also like I like being alone almost equal amounts as I want to be with someone. So I'm just like, like, do I want this? Yes, but I'm also like, oh, they're gonna cut into my alone time.
Yeah, but you can always, you can always have a conversation about it. Because I've heard that there are some couples that they don't even literally interact. They just be like, one day, they're in separate rooms, minding their own business, like, minding their own business. Like, they're playing their games,
Yeah,
they're doing
okay,
that.
but
And then one day, they're together. It's like sequence, like a pattern.
I just feel like it's unfair for the other person, Because it's like, what if they want to hang out, but I'm just like, get the fuck away. I will break up with you if you step one closer.
And that's why you need communication in your love life.
Well, yeah, I do. I mean, I'm fairly well at communicating. I'm just like, I usually just
Okay,
say
then you're
how it is.
overthinking it then. I'm giving
Yes!
you the most basic answer and you're like, but what if, I'm like, shut up.
I'm not saying what if, I'm just saying it's a little unfair. I mean,
oh my god, that's the same thing of what if he thinks that it's unfair because
no, I'm just saying I think it's unfair.
Oh my god.
Like, he may be like totally cool with it, but I'm gonna be like, it's kind of unfair. Anyways.
There is nothing wrong with putting boundaries. It's totally healthy.
Except for when your boundaries are like, yeah, I just want to see you like once every 3 months.
Oh my god. See, I didn't know that.
No, it's not that bad, to be honest. I range from either being way too clingy or wanting to be alone. That's the problem here. I'll be like, I want to spend every moment with you, and then I want to spend no moment with you. I want you dead.
Well, whoever ends up with you, I hope.
I hope they can accept you for what you are.
You always take the words out of my mouth. And I'm just like, how do you know?
Well, I haven't found that guy yet, but I haven't been with that many guys either, so.
I haven't found the girl yet either. I always make matches, but somehow I always get ghosted. I'm like, I just said hi. Like, oh, that's all I did, and they're like, bye. And I'm like, okay. Like, there goes my chance.
Nah, I just don't like dating apps.
No, yeah.
But it's not like I get out enough to meet people organically, so.
I keep hating how the app recommends speed dating, and I'm like, there's so many times I'm like, should I? And I'm like, no. Because I'm like, speed dating sounds weird.
I mean, I don't care. I mean, I don't care.
I don't care, right? I'm like, if it was like an actual event, I would go. But this one's like, oh, virtual. And I'm like, what if you just find someone checking out in the middle of nowhere?
No, it's not your faces, though.
What?
You just talk with, like, you basically, like, do the talking match thing, like, type. Like, whatever, texting. That's what it's called. And that's it. And you guys see if you guys like each other through what you guys say with whatever the heck you're talking about. And there's, like, a timer. And, like, once it's off, it, like, switches you to the next person.
That's how it works?
I mean, that's what I understood from it when I was reading the thing.
Oh, you actually did it?
No, I didn't. I just read, like, the thing.
The actual, like, the directions and all that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh. It's just, like, you talk to them for a little bit, and, like, there's the timer. And then you can choose if you want to match with them or whatever. And then basically, if they chose to match with you too, it would like bring it up at the very end of the speed dating thing.
Oh. That makes sense. Cause like, see, I watched the show and it had speed dating in it, so I was like, that's what I understood from it. I'm like, oh, but this was in person. It wasn't online. So I was like, how would it work? No. It wasn't Angry Birds. It was an anime, but okay.
I mean, it's basically the same thing. It's just this one is like
texting wise. That's a thing too, because what was it? I actually downloaded a new app on my phone recently, right? It's like a new dating app, cause like how the gays have Grindr. I was like, oh, what's the one for girls? The old name used to be called Scissor. It used to be called Scissor.
But aren't those like way more just for like sleeping with each other?
See, that's what I think so too.
I mean,
but like, I don't know either.
I'm pretty sure Bumble's the same thing. So I was like, oh, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay. So I tried to look it up, and then I was like, oh, you mean her? Like the game's her now, and I'm just like, the app's her now, and I'm like, oh, so I guess someone reported the name. Like they didn't like Scissor, I guess. I liked it. I was like, that's funny. I like it. But I downloaded the app. Did the paperwork, everything. And I'm like, well, I did the filling in the forms, whatever, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, I'm like making, like, I'm not making matches, but people are making matches with me, like, they like,
like they like you or
yeah. So I'm just like, oh. And, like, I can see them and I can choose if I want
them
them or
really?
not.
You can see them for free?
Well, if you made a match with them.
Oh.
If you did, like, if you and them made a match, you can see them. And then it's like, you get to choose if you want to. Oh, no, wait. If they made a match with you, you can choose if you want to make a match with them or not. Like, you can see it for free.
Oh.
But if you deleted them on accident, you can't see them again. You gotta pay to see them again. So I'm just pretty much choosing. I've been only getting trans people, and I'm just like.
Maybe that's.
Or polyamorous.
It's a trans app now.
It's like it's mostly polyamorous or like.
Nothing wrong with them.
There's nothing wrong with them. It's just it's not like the trans women. It's a trans man, and I'm just like.
Oh.
I'm like, see.
I don't want to date a guy.
It's like, look, it's like, I know you're from female to male, but I am not dating a man.
I don't care in which way.
I don't care if you still have the cooch. I will not date you. I'm like, that's my opinion. It might change later. I don't know, but I will not. I don't see myself dating one. And I'm like, no. So I always like delete it. I'm like, no. And then, but yeah, dating apps is weird. I do want to make a match with someone and actually go on a date with someone because I'm like, I haven't been able to. Like, I haven't.
Right, you haven't done that.
I haven't. You have. You had a lot of chances, and I didn't.
At least I did, at least go on a couple dates, but I was like, oh.
I didn't get to go on any
Not
dates.
even, it was just more like.
Hang out.
Cringe. Just, not me, cringe for me, not them. And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna, like, hide under a rock for a little bit again.
But I didn't get to actually go out on a date with anyone. So I was just like, oh my god. I'm like, how long will this take? Because I am so bored. I'm like, I want to be treated nicely for once. For once, like, I'm like, my family's not helping.
Like, your past relationships seem to, like, not go that way, too.
My past relationships, it was always me doing the work. I hate myself! But either way, it's okay.
No, it's like, for me, I get more like, guys, the type of guys who would look for a femboy kind of thing, and I'm just like, but I'm not one.
No, you just have a very cute face.
I like, and then with the body as well, it's like, god damn it. And like, I like dressing cute because I did have the whole femboy face at once, so, some of it kind of like carries over, and I'm like, okay, yeah, like, all my pictures of me, like, dressed decently cute. And then they're all like, yay, become my baby boy. And I'm like, I'm not a femboy though. I'm very independent. I just want someone to be with and play video games with.
See, that's what I want too. But every girl that I have made a match with, they don't know anything about video games. And I'm over here like...
You lesbians.
And I'm like...
Well, maybe you need to do like that weird gamer dating app.
Gamer dating? There's one?
I don't know. I thought I saw ads for one once, but it was like straight. Well... The ad was straight. I don't know. Obviously,
maybe it
like,
could be
the Bumble
gay,
ad is
yeah.
straight too, but like
maybe. Who
it was
knows?
Like gamer dating.
I should find it out. Because I mean, like, almost all the girls I made a match with, they don't know anything about video games, and I'm just like, what?
Yippee!
Like, they know anime, they know K-dramas, and I'm like, cool, I know that too. But do you know video games? Because I love to play it. Like, and they're like, no, I don't know anything. I'm like, not even Animal Crossing, like the most basic girl game anyone can blame. They're like, no. I'm like.
I love Animal Crossing though.
I love it too. No, but I was saying that's like the most basic any girl would play, like who's not even a gamer. Yeah. So I'm just like, where's my gamer girlfriend when I need her? And I'm like, oh my god. And I just remember this, but my manager also mentioned, like, she asked me a question. She said, would you bring a girl over to your place?
Yes. And
I was like, what do you mean? To do like the devil's tango?
It's the horizontal mambo.
Shut up. It's like to do the spice, the hokey pokey, or the or like to hang out, like, like a dating normal, like, just cheers.
Or like, just bring a girl home.
Like bring a girl home and be like, hey, meet my parents.
My family.
Like, yeah. She was like, would you ever do that? And I was just like she didn't mean the spicy. She meant the other. And I'm like, yes and no. And then she was like, why? And I'm like, you know why? And she was like, all right. Like,
well, I do feel like at least our family will probably be like, or your family, let me rephrase, your family would be at least respectful enough to go through with it,
And
but
be
then
like,
probably will eat you out, like,
and I'm like, I don't want
like right when
that.
she leaves, like be like, what the fuck?
She's like, I don't want that.
Just speaking of Animal Crossing.
I'm like, I don't want that. And I told her that. I was like, I'm scared of my parents, of how they're going to react after. She's like, oh, that's understandable. And I'm like, she's like, hey, but I mean, good luck, right? And I'm like,
whenever that happens, you know?
whatever. And I told her, I was like, fun fact about me, I'm the gay awakening of so many girls. But even if I give them the gay awakening, they don't come running towards me. They go running towards a white girl. That's why I don't have chances, because everyone goes for the white girls. And I'm like, I don't...
It's because you look white, but then you're like, I'm Mexican, and they're like, whoop.
Maybe that's why my head's actually left me, because I was Mexican. Oh my god. I don't even know why they left me.
See, I'm already naturally tan, and I look like I'm not white.
I don't know why they left me. They just said, oh, I see you as a friend. But I'm like, what was the reason that made you think that, though? Because they always say friend, but they never tell you what you did wrong to make them think that. And I'm like, hey, okay, respect, you want to leave me, okay. But you could have at least told me the actual reason of why you chose that.
But sometimes it's just the mature
just
thing
happened.
to do to accept that.
No,
Because
yeah.
I've been reading, like, okay, you know, the Reddit post things.
You always say you get mad, and then you end up reading it.
Okay, they are so addictive, though. I get pissed off at them, but they're so addictive. But there's
Okay.
one, is like the nice guys Reddit, which is like a dude that's like, I'm a nice guy, and then they're like the most awful guy ever. And then like lots of it is like, I was just like, oh, gross. Like, ew, don't say that to people. They'll be like, I will treat you so much better, and like, you know, like all that. But then like, the girl rejects them and be like, you fucking bitch! I was like, whoa!
Oh my god.
Anger!
Like,
And they're like, I'm such a nice guy, and nobody wants to date nice guys. They always date bad
bad
guys,
bad
right?
guys, and I'm like,
And I'm just like,
you are the bad
you
guy.
sound very gross. You sound like, you know, the whole thing is mostly cringe.
No, yeah, and it's
But
like,
one reoccurring thing, there's like, but why'd you say that? Like, why don't you want to go out with me? Why don't you, like, why, like, please tell me why? And I'm just like, that kind of sounds like me. Maybe I should stop.
but yes, that is very, like, I understand. Like, I see what
Yeah,
you're trying to tell me.
Yeah.
But you saying that reminded me of something I saw on TikTok.
Yeah.
So there was one, and it says, it was like a slideshow, and it's like, be a prick, or be a prick. And it's like a picture of, like, the actual thing. And it was like a dude, like, holding his vow, right? And I'm like, it wasn't the video. So I went to click on the link, like, the, you know, the search bar. Like, they always give me a search to see what it is. So I searched it out to see, and I watched the video, and I'm like, the video starts, like, he's about to read his vow, and he's like, hey, you're in for a handful, to his wife, and they're, like, all giggling, like, oh, okay, he's gonna say something funny, joking, right? Like, he looks like that kind of guy.
Did he mess up his wedding, basically?
He was saying the most absurd, most grossest, most sexist, everything. He's like, the only things you need to do to make me happy is to keep my belly full or to keep my balls empty. And I was like, and that was the beginning. It got worse. It got worse. It went, it's like, honestly, I cannot wait for this to be over because I know we're gonna be having rough anal sex. It's gonna be so good. No, like, yeah, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so rough. You cannot even walk.
The horizontal mambo.
No, yeah. And then I was like, oh my god, it can't get worse. It can't get worse. He just kept going on and on about sex and how he would like that, how she should be grateful about having him and all that. And let me pause and say, this dude is like the classic chunky dude. Like, he has a belly and everything, and it's like a beard and everything.
A neck beard?
Hmm?
I think they're called neck beards. But
Yeah,
I am not very, like,
He has
the
like a
class of human.
No, he has like a chin neck beard.
No, like the
What?
class of human is called a neckbeard, like a nice guy or a neckbeard. I'm not really sure what a neckbeard is.
Oh.
I've been reading like Reddit things.
Oh.
About them, so
I don't know.
Maybe that
But-
sounds right.
But he was like the classic belly guy, and that's why he said that for his vow. And I was just like, that's really sexist. And he was like saying how she should be in the kitchen and everything like that. That was his vow. And I was like, the dude had the audacity to say this vow on his wedding day in front of her family. So I'm like, and she was over here giggling about it. I'm like, dude, that is the most toxic man. He made her get used to that. I'm
Isn't
like,
that called like grooming?
like, yes, he pretty much groomed her to like be used to this. I was like, that's not okay. Cause and you think, oh, and you maybe think, oh, but maybe her vow was also messed up like his. No, it was the basic vow, like, I will love you for all my life. I will be there for you. Fuck you. Either way.
The alternatives.
But like the whole keyboard, it was like, I will love you for who you are, and I will be with you till death do us part. Right? She was doing like the basic vow. And then his was next, and he said the most outrageous, most blood curdling, ugh. And I was like, this is why I'm not straight. And I'm like, oh.
I know, right? It's so weird.
Like, that vow was awful. He was just a total jerk in his vow. It wasn't even sweet or cute or funny.
That's another thing too, because I'm like, well, I have like this like men are trash thing, but like
that was the ultimate
like
trash.
Gay men, do they do that? Like
there are some gay men who are.
Yeah, I'm sure, because like
mean.
my philosophy or whatever, like my idealism over that thing is like, no matter your sexuality, it's a guy.
It's a guy.
Like Hades says, it's a guy. Come on, it's a guy.
guy.
Obviously, all guys are like different, but
Yeah.
I'm just like that like.
Like some were raised right and some weren't. Like
some were just like. Even no, but that's the thing. Like some may have like the best parents ever and be like they were raised right,
and
there's like somehow they like twist, and I'm like,
and it's like, oh my god.
Like, oh.
It's so weird.
Again, I say that because like I've been reading
like,
a bunch of the Reddit things, and it'll be like the parents are fine, and then somehow their kid is
it's
like
not
an asshole like kind of dude.
See, it is like, and when I say, oh, I hate men, no, I'm not saying like I hate all men, because there's some like who are sweet. Like there's like my friend, like my friend Ethan. He's like the most sweetest straight guy ever, and I'm like, and he respects me. He's not like, oh, you're a lesbian. Oh, I'm gonna flirt with you more. Like, no, I have had actual dudes do that before to me. Trust me, it's awful. It is awful, but he's not like that. And I was like, thank you. You're like the only guy I like to hang out with.
And it's like both ways, y'all. I do have some. Well, they're not friends, but girls that are just a little just because I'm gay. They're all like, oh, we can do all this with you now, and I'm like, no, you cannot.
No.
That's why, like, my friend group's always been small. I mean, obviously Bridget's is my best friend. She's like my only friend now. But like, and during high school and whenever, there would be some girls. They'd be like, oh yeah, just because you're gay, we can do all this stuff. It's like, no. First of all, not all the gays are same. Like some, like lots of them, I guess I should say, would like treat us like the flamboyant gays, right? Like they'll be like, oh my god, yes, queen. I'm more like doom and gloom, like everything dies. I love death. I love like negativity in a bad way, I guess. I know it can be overbearing to some people where they're all like, why are you always like this? I'm just I don't know, I just like it. I like it better than sunshine and rainbows. I like thunderclouds and death. That's just how I guess I cope. Because like lots of people are like, how are you not scared of dying? Or like, how are you not scared of like these things? And I'm just like,
you accept it.
I don't care. I mean, maybe I just cope with it so long that I'm just like, I don't care. If I get hit, if I get shot, who cares? Like,
that's like,
like that would peace out. Like that's me. That's the end. That's the end of my chapter. Game over. Okay, let go.
Yeah. Like you can't really do anything there.
And they're like, but aren't you scared of like, what if you go to hell, or what if you go to like, or what if there's like nothing at all? And I'm just like,
how would you know? Like
that and I'm just like, okay, but it's not like I have any control over it, so who cares? Like whether I go down there, what if I just blip out of existence? Who cares? Like,
I was like, what if like you don't?
What am I supposed to do about it? Why do I need to feel fear over something that I can't change? Like, okay, I can change, obviously, but like I meant like I can't change the
Like,
result. You
Yeah,
know?
like you can't control the
Like
result.
if that exists, then why do I need to fear it? Like if it exists, if it doesn't, like okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's like, and what if you don't even see anything and you're just being born again into like a different body, a different person?
I really hate for that. Like please don't make me suffer again, man.
Like no, like
I do not want reincarnation to be real.
No, but like you could be born as like something else, though. Like you'd be born like an animal or something.
I don't.
Like,
I don't want reincarnation. I want to stay in the ground.
No, but like you wouldn't remember it. You're just a different person, is what I'm
I
saying.
know. I don't want to suffer again and then be like, why am I here? I don't care what I am or who I am.
Like literally.
I just want to end.
No, but I understand that. It's like, cause nobody knows. We don't know.
Yeah, but I'm just like, people are like, oh my god, I'm so scared and blah blah blah, and I'm like,
They're just like, you're the dark gay. Why are you like that?
It's like I just don't care. And like it might be also like either a mental problem or like just something that's broken inside me, Because I was literally talking to my mom the other day, and I was like no, I love my Well, I didn't talk much to my grandpa, but I respect him, love him, whatever. Like
yeah.
But
Wait,
like
which one?
our grandpa.
Oh, Mexican
our
one.
Mexican
Okay.
one. Their shared one.
No, yeah.
And like he passed away. He had like basically it made our lives living hell, living chaos for like the
for the 5
like
years.
a whole year.
No, for me
No,
it was
like
5.
the year when it was happening.
When it was happening. Oh, yes.
It was just very chaotic, and for some reason, I loved it. I loved the chaos. Not like, man, I'm so glad like this is all happening. No, it was hurting. Like I didn't like people seem so like hurt. Obviously their dad is dying or dead or lost, to be honest, and like everyone's everywhere. But like the chaos that ensued because of it, like internally, like we had like sleepovers every other day and like, stuff like that. I guess I was looking at the bright side of the whole mess, but I was just like, I love this. Like I love how everything is going. And then like when we went for the actual funeral, the trip was a bomb blast. Like we had with them, we were with them. You were with us, right? When we went? Yeah.
I was sitting in the middle and you guys were sleeping on me.
We were like cool kids only, and we like excluded our brothers to the front.
Yeah.
Man, it was just amazing. Like,
yeah.
I just didn't feel like. I get it. It was a sad occasion, but I didn't feel like, oh my god, someone passed. I was more like, all these things are happening. And it's pretty chill. Like, me and my older cousins, we were hanging out on the roof of the house because like the houses are flat. They're not like houses in America. And
Jenga blocks in a way.
no, more like just a brick. Like, like a dirt house in Minecraft where it's just a square, and that's how the houses are, unless it's like a fancier house. But, me and my older cousins were on the roof, and we were just chilling and everything. And to me, that time when we were down there was probably, for me at least, that's the funnest time I've ever been in Mexico. That whole, like, funeral time. And I was like, that's nice.
I mean, honestly.
And I just really like chaos. Like, whenever chaos ensues, I'm like, yes. But I also, like, don't care about death. Mainly because I'm just like, it's just another thing of life. Like,
no, yeah.
that is the end result no matter what you do. There's nothing you can prevent that. So, like.
Yeah. And, like, your reaction to it, which it was totally normal. Because I think I felt kind of the same. But I didn't.
Well, it was also kind of like the family thing, too. Because it was like a couple months after we found him. He went missing like in February. We didn't find him until like later, like months later.
Literally.
And so it was more like a vibe of, oh my god, he's actually gone. And then, but like, I feel like most of the family, even though yes, it was sad, they've already accepted that he was gone. He was dead by the time by like the first month. They just wanted to find a body by like the rest of the months, right? And so we did, and then so it was like a wave of relief, of sadness, like the realization of like, yes, he is gone, like that's the evidence. But it was also like everyone was trying to be more upbeat about it, like
like
I remember like my mom and it was either your mom or our other Thea.
I don't know.
And they were like taking selfies with grandma. But like, happy selfies.
Oh,
but it was like in front of the funeral. I was like, oh yeah.
I think that was just me.
Yeah, I think so too. They're just trying to be happy about it, whatever.
Yeah, pretty much they said to throw a party, and I was like, oh, okay. We were all there playing soccer and all that.
Mm-hmm. But like,
I mean, yeah.
I just don't care much about death. I'm like,
no, I mean,
yeah, whatever. This person dies, okay. Like, they were with us. Appreciate that they were with us. But that is the end of that. That is life. That is the end of all things.
No, yeah.
Like, that is just what happens. And that's also me with pets and stuff. You know, I get it. Some people are like, this is my baby. This is, like, if it dies, I'm going to be so heartbroken. My dog's so old, I'm low-key waiting for her to just pass on so I can, like, not have any more pets, because I'm not responsible in that way, y'all.
This girl's living through it. She said, I'm on the highway. And I'm like,
and I'm not like, oh, I hope she dies. I'm just like, I still love her and I still play with her. She's amazing. Like, okay, so we got the puppy, right? And because of the puppy, or
she got more
lively. Like, I took her a shower the other day, and then like she was just like, she just played all over the place with me, and I'm like, I love you. Yeah, you can tell like she overheats. She has lots of fur, and she overheats because it's hot outside, y'all. And so I took her. I was like, man, it's so hot. I'm gonna take her a nice shower, and like maybe trim her hair a little bit. I did that, and then after that, she was just like. You are 18. What are you doing? You can't even see. You're like crashing.
Your dog was able to do it.
She was like, I'm doing it here. I was like, okay, good for you, Misty.
Brownie couldn't. I think Brownie died early because like cancer or something.
Well, Misty has like cancer too. It's like all over her skin and whatever.
Well, yeah, but like hers wasn't making her eye bulge out. Her eye was bad. But either way,
death is coming for us all. So I was like, why fear it?
See, because there's days where I'm like, oh, I accept it. And then there's days where I'm like, I'm scared. Yeah.
Most days I'm like,
like, don't, it's like, I mean, that's totally normal to accept it. But I'm like, don't you sometimes feel like, oh.
That's the thing, no.
Oh, no.
That's the thing. That's why I'm like, I think I might be a little broken mom. Because, like, I don't fear it at all. There's not, like, any anxiety or anything like that of death. I'm just waiting for it now. I mean, obviously I'm living my life and whatever, but I'm just like, no, if I were to just right now or like the next night, who cares? Like, y'all will move on. I hope.
Like, I accept it because I know
everything will be all right.
I accept it because I know I'll probably die in my sleep somehow. Because
you never know. You could like suffer or like whatever.
Or suffer, yeah. I don't know for sure, but like, all I know is I could die easily, and I'm like, So I'm like, I'll die somehow, but I'm just hoping it's not cancer. And I'm like, I don't want that. Because we all have it, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Ovio, like, everyone has it, but I'm saying, like, the most popular one is bone, and I'm like, I don't want bone. And then the other popular one is the liver, which is instant death, and I'm like, I don't want that. Well, it's not liver, but it's like a part of the stomach that's like instant death, and I'm just like, I don't want that. And I'm just like, look, I'll die, but like, don't make me die with cancer. That's it.
I know.
Let me die of old age.
Me and my mom were talking about like, what if there was a gas leak? Like, what will happen and everything. I was like, and then she's like, like gas. Obviously gas could kill you or whatever. Carbon monoxide poisoning. And I was like, well, to be honest, it's not that bad of a way to go, Mom. I mean, I've heard it's just like taking a nap and never waking up. And she's like, yeah,
that's
you're
really
right.
how passing out is.
Yeah, and then she's like, yeah, you're right. Maybe it's not that bad of a way to go.
Like, me, who has had experience passing out so many times, it's literally like taking a nap. Like, I'm not lying, because like, you fall and you feel yourself fall, but you don't feel the hit. You don't feel the floor. So it's just like you're sleeping. You're literally taking a nap, and everybody's like trying to wake you up. I remember the time I passed out in church. I didn't want to wake up. They're like, wake up, and I'm like, And I'm like, no, I don't wanna. And then they woke me up, and I was like, but yeah, passing out is like.
If you died there, you would have gone to heaven.
I would have gone to heaven because I was in church. No, but I can get that. Like people are like. Gays are scared of you because you're the dark gay. You're not the typical flamboyant or the cutesy wootsy gay.
I mean, I try not to be.
Everybody, see, that's the thing. That's the thing with media nowadays. Media. Media. No, I'm saying because recently media they love like they love gay men. Those series are longer.
That's why
the gay women shows they get canceled immediately, and I'm just like, how is it the boys get more, mine get canceled?
Yeah, I do feel like they're more popular in the sense of like society and media, right? Like you hear about gay guys all the time. You never hear about gay women or lesbian women. And on top of that, it's always been like that where like for shows and like just for like content and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. It's always like flamboyant gay guys.
Or sometimes it's like
The ones
the
that are
very
always
timid one and
very
the jock,
chipper.
and I'm just like, the most popular ones is the nerd. I mean, not the nerd. It's the shy and the jock, or it's either the nerd and the nerd, or
Honestly, the more I see, it's just jock and jock.
yeah, you see jock and jock.
That's what I see a lot.
I've been
like,
seeing a lot of the cutesy wootsy and the dark, and then
like they're both just like dope men. Like
And
maybe
it's
one's a jock and one's supposed to be like a normal kid, but they're both like
that, and it's
built.
just like,
And I'm like, okay, I guess. I hate those shows. I don't watch any of them. There's like a couple animated shows too. I hate all of them that are like, yeah, we're gonna emphasis on this. No, like there's some where they just have where the gay is the background character and like it's not their whole personality. Those are the shows I like because I'm like, okay, I see it. Like
it's cool, okay.
yeah, like you're gay. Like Nimona, it was upfront that the knight was gay.
No,
But I feel like they did a really good job of not making it his whole personality.
Yeah,
like,
they
his whole show
they didn't
was
make
like
a big deal like, oh, I'm gay. No, he was just casually talking.
He was just the only. Like, he's gay and he's with like the other like knight that's supposed to be the most knightiest of the
He's
knights.
the descendant of Gwendolyn.
Yeah, he's like the main knight or whatever, right?
Or Glendith or something.
But he was like, it wasn't like, oh my god, I am gay and I want to be back with my boyfriend. It was like, no, I need to prove my innocence and this is my bestie who can turn into monsters.
Oh yeah.
The only time, and then like I found it funny when it was like, they made it like a straight couple thing, like like. It was straight, but like the only thing that was different is that there were two guys dating each other, but they were straight.
No, yeah. And I was like, oh, because I was like, oh, TikTok spoiled it for me, but I was like,
I love that movie.
They spoiled it so much, and I was like, oh my god. You know what? I'm gonna watch the movie, like, brainwash myself to forget it, which I managed to do. I managed to forget it all, and then I watched it, and then I was like, oh, okay. And then he's like, the whole time, it was like, it wasn't, like, you already spoiled it, you already know what's, like, who's who, right? But then I was like, I was watching it to see if it was the big out or it was just media making it big out. Like, no, like the personality, that's what I'm saying. Like the whole, like, oh, I'm gay, like, I thought it was the movie, so that's why people were freaking out. No, it was not the movie. The movie was just very, very simple. It was simple. It was like, oh, this is life, casual life. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
While the media just made it seem like a big deal and ruined it. Which, no, they didn't ruin the movie. They just ruined the fun out of watching the movie. And they were like, oh, Nimona is trans. Da, da, da. I'm like, no, Nimona's a shapeshifter. Nimona doesn't have a gender. Nimona is just Nimona. It's a being.
Technically in the game, in the
comic.
movie, in the movie she goes by she.
And she goes by she, but in the comic it's just like, I am a being.
She's a shapeshifter. They don't have.
She
likes being animals more than a human. She's only human to blend in with the humans, but she's animals most of the time.
You want me to be a little boy? Goes like
she turns into like the
little boy
demon child.
Yes. And I'm like, I'm sorry, mister. And I'm like, yes.
But she doesn't like stay. Like the whole point of the show was that she does not like staying as a one thing. She's a shapeshifter. She's a monster. She likes staying a monster and not as a human. She doesn't like pretending to be a human. But then eventually she tries to kill herself. And then it was like, no, don't kill yourself. It was a movie way more about suicide than LGBT.
Yeah, and I was like,
Lechuga. Lechuga queso.
Lechuga queso tocino. No, but I actually loved the message.
Yeah, it was just getting fed up to the point where she was going to kill herself.
She was like, sometimes I want to let them do it. She was like, I want to let them do it. And I was like, oh my god, are you going to actually let someone kill you? And then she's like, no, I'm going to do it myself. I'm like, oh, no. But I liked it.
And then there's been other shows too where it's like, like the gay character is not in your face all the time, right? And I'm just like, okay, see, I like those shows.
Because like, there's like The Owl House, which was like...
Well, I didn't watch that.
Oh, you didn't watch it, but I'm going to explain it to you. I loved it because it was a witch show. And I was like, this is creative, this is fun. It's kind of like Gravity Falls, but like better. And the protagonist is female and she's Hispanic, okay? Like, I liked it. And then it's like, the rival comes by and they're like, they hate you. They're like, oh my god, I hate you. You're so crazy. Like, you're so stupid. But then it turns out rival likes the main character. So I'm just like, and the thing is, they don't go like blurts it out. No, it's like the main character accidentally stumbles on a magical, like it's like a story. It's a shooting star that makes all books come alive. The rival's diary was in a secret room in the library because like she's a nerd, she's a geek, she likes books, and then MC accidentally stumbled on it, and like you could see the rival pop out from the pages. It's like saying random stories. It's like, oh my god, I just saw the human, but it's like this, and it's like that, and it's like she kept like talking about it, but it's like it wasn't like the whole scene of it. No, it was like random glimpse of it. It was like random hints, but it's like she never did it. It's like later on, where she's like, there was a time where it was like, one of the characters that knows MC was like, I didn't help you with your problem, because they wanted to help, like with like, you know, they wanted to do chores, and their list was that to help, right? And to help the MC was to help confess to her, and the MC was like, what are you talking about? It's like, and then it's like the other characters were trying to control the beast because he was freaking out, and then they're like, what was on your list? What was on his list? Like what does he want? And she's like, I wanted to confess to her, and they're like, oh shit, we'll help you. And they try to help her, and like, they didn't make a perfect date scenario, but it was like, trying to help her survive to actually confess and finish the job. She's like, it's like, yeah, do you, and then the rival's like, no, I want to date you, and it's like, oh wow, we agree on something. And they're like, casually held hands, and they're like, this is freaking me out. And I'm like, that's what I want. I'm like, that's perfect, that's that. I'm like, they didn't force it into like, oh, I'm this. No, they were like slow burn at it. And I was like, yes. And then there was a scene, they continue on the episodes, like story-wise, like they didn't even focus on that. They were like story-wise continuing. And then apparently Rival's mom grounds her and like keeps her away from the MC. And MC is like, oh my god, it's about to be the end of the world right now. I need help. Goes look for her, like Rival. And it's like, Rival. And it's like Rival's talking about MC, and it's like, oh my god, I need to tell her that my mom's helping the bad guy. I need to tell her this and it. But my thingy broke, like the communication device, because my mom broke it. I don't know how. And then the brothers, like the siblings, the sister and the brother, and they're like, well, what do you think she would say right now to help you like fix the problem, right? And she's like, well, she would say something goofy, and then say this and give me a solution and like actually do this, and then she like goes on a rant of like how much she likes her, and then all of a sudden the MC like was able to like walk in because like they were trying to get in, but like without seeing the parents. And then MC was like, "Wow, I would say that." And then it was like, "There's like you heard all that." It's like, and then it's like they immediately run to each other like, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And they like hug each other, and then suddenly, perfect animation. They have the kiss scene, and they're like. But they don't go like, oh, I'm gonna go back for another kiss. They're just like, whoa, that just happened. And they're like, and they're like being gay messes. They're like flustered. They're like, oh my god, that was the first kiss. And they were flustered. After that episode premiered, the show got canceled. Yeah, I know. And then, luckily, we were able to get 3 final episodes for it. But I was just like, you're serious? Like, the only media that like actually was able to last a while with it gets canceled because of one kiss. I'm like, I can't have shit. The lesbians can't have anything. And the thing is, like MC wasn't even a lesbian. But MC was bi. And then Rival was lesbian. So I was just like, are you serious?
Well, I honestly feel like it was just because it was 2 girls. Like, if it was 2 guys, the show probably...
It'd be like, oh my god!
The show would probably keep going on.
It was like 2 girls who were like also, in the age of like high school.
Disney, wasn't it?
Yeah, Disney.
Because like, you know, Cartoon Network did those shit like that.
No, Cartoon Network did the same with Steven Universe too. They were about to cancel it.
They were?
Yeah! Oh. Like that, Rebecca Sugar managed to go behind their backs to put it in.
But then they intensified the gay.
And then they found out Cartoon Network, and they were about to cancel it. But then Cartoon Network was like, wait, you guys actually give us money, so never mind. Disney, however, was like, no, cancel it. And then they regretted it, because they're like, oh no, they were the ones making us money. And it's like, no shit, Sherlock. And it was like the actual good media. It was like actually a good show. Like, the story and everything was good. Yeah. But lesbians don't get anything, while gay guys do. And it's like, mostly, it's not even the good gay guy content. It's just
annoying gay guy content, to be honest.
And then there's like What's the other one? The Dead Paranormal or whatever. Paranormal.
Well, that's on
Park.
Netflix.
That's on
Netflix
Netflix.
has like no ratings on that.
No, but they don't. But the show
I
still
hate
got
that
canceled.
show. Oh.
And it still got canceled either
but
way.
that's for like Big Mouth or whatever, right?
I think so.
Like,
but I also heard because it was like something else. But I don't know.
I don't know.
But
That show.
They were like, "Oh, this character is trans." And I'm over here like,
Okay.
I don't like the character.
No, I just found it annoying.
It was like, I'm
That's
trans.
one of the shows
like,
where it's like they
I'm
made
trans.
it the whole personality.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm trans, and I'm like,
done with it.
we didn't even get to find out like how Barney looked like before the transition. So I'm just like, Barney always had pixie cut hair. That's dumb. So I'm just like, I am done. No, thank you. So I just,
Yeah.
it's like, are you serious?
I don't watch a lot of shows like with that though, just because most of the time when I do find a show, it's annoying, so I stop watching the show. You see, my main shows are like King Julian. What else do I got? Cupcake and Dino is pretty chill.
I don't watch it, but I don't know.
It's stupid. Like,
But, like
it's
it's
just
dumb,
really
but it's like
stupid.
good. But
What else
What
do
else?
I got? And then I got like movies, like, you know, like Outback and Ugly Dolls, stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Tuca and Birdie.
Tuca and Birdie's good.
I like that one. That one's very,
Yeah.
very nice. What else I got?
But before we got sidetracked, we just went down. We went from death to
I
like,
know,
yeah.
right?
But
Centaur World. Centaur World's really gay though,
Ugh.
but like that's like a funny kind of gay.
It's
Like
a
that's
funny-
okay.
and, like,
I don't care if it like emphasizes so much because it's like hilarious. And technically they're not.
they're
Like,
not.
They're not, but they are.
It's like they're not, but they are, and it's just like, oh, okay.
They just act the way, but like they'll be like, I'm straight, and I'm like, okay.
Like the zebra and the tiger, they're like, oh, we're dating now. I'm like, when?
And it's like that's all it took for them to get up. And then the bird was in love with the zebra, but
And
the
I'm
bird
like, I
was
felt
like,
bad.
that's okay. And so he dates a dead person, which that was a little iffy for me. I'm like, wait, what?
He does?
He has a baby with the skeleton, but the skeleton is like a dead
Yes,
person.
so I'm just, I didn't even see that. I don't think I did see that. I maybe probably forgot it. But, yeah. My manager one time asked me, she was like, I know there's like different types of gays. There's like the butch, there's that. She was like asking me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, what would you consider yourself as? And I was like, I'm like, look, people see me as the cutesy sweet one. They think I'm sweet. They think that, like, that's why they go for me. What they don't know is that I'm like the most chaotic, most angriest lesbian in the world. Like, I will straight up insult you.
I would say I'm more in the emo qualifications of things.
You're like
I'm
the emo,
oh.
and I'm more like the chaotic, and I'm like,
oh, that's nice.
and then people are like, and she was like, chaotic, like, what do you mean by that? Like, you mean like you actually create chaos, or like what? I'm like, I will straight up insult them that they want to actually like leave me. And she was like, oh, is that why they left you? I'm like, fuck yeah. Probably. And she's like, oh, because you don't treat them like decent human beings. I'm like, no, I do treat them like decent human beings. I just insult them because that's like my way of saying, hey, you actually bonded with me. I like you. I'm gonna insult
Now
you
you
now.
get my insults.
Yeah. I'm like, if you're a complete stranger, I'm not gonna insult you immediately. But I'm like, if I finally, like, I connected with you that day, I will insult you.
Yep.
If I didn't connect with you, I don't insult anyone. So she was like, oh, I guess I can understand that. Well, good luck finding someone. I'm like, but yeah.
Yeah. Wait. But yeah, that's that. Like, how did we get here? I guess it's all still part of adulting, but
I mean, it's hard. Well, for me, I'm in the closet in a way. I'm like half foot
You're
out,
not,
half
though.
not.
You're like the most out of the whole family, though. They just shove you.
They just shove me back and be like, get back, and then I'm like, ah.
I mean, like, everyone knows, right? And like everyone knows.
Apparently
it's only your
everyone
parents
knows.
that's like
Apparently everyone knows.
trying to beat the shit out of you, but
No, yeah, like
I genuinely feel like she's the most out. Like,
yeah.
she's like she's more out than me. I mean, I feel like she talks about it and everything more, and then I'm just here like whatever happens happens. Like,
No, yeah. Cause
if
like,
you know, whatever. I'm not like constantly being like, oh my god, gay is so hard.
And,
I
like,
feel like she's always like, gay is so hard.
gay is hard for me because of my family.
I'm not saying it's not hard for me. I'm just not complaining about
Oh
it.
yeah, I complain about it because it's every day I get beat up about it. So I'm like, But I don't force it onto like others, like
No.
the family wise. Like they don't like they know, but they don't know. You know, like they don't know the evidence because like I said, one of my mom's coworkers.
They know.
Oh, they don't know. They don't know. Oh wow.
Yeah, at least our family. I know that much.
Like coworkers, like los primos wise though. Like I found out about that. I was like, you told your whole workplace. Are you serious? And she was also crying there too. And I'm like, are you serious? She was also crying while telling the workplace. I was like, what day was it? And what did I do on that day to make her cry so much to tell the family and her work?
Maybe not at the same time. But
well, not at the same time, but like, what did I do to make her trigger that? So I'm just like, huh? But like Christina, like they told the workers. She told the workers. But like I guess the workers didn't believe her because they're like, she's probably capping. So when I told Christina, she was like, oh, she wasn't capping? And I'm like, what do you mean she wasn't capping? And then she told me, and I'm like, this bitch didn't even let me do it. I didn't even get to have fun. But I'm like, yeah, Christina. She's like, so you are? And I'm like, yeah, Christina, it's true. And she was like, oh, okay. Well, now I know it's true. And I'm like, yeah.
Both sides of my family know about me now, so.
Literally.
After the party.
After the party and everything.
I mean, the Asian side, I never planned to like coming out. I'm pretty sure I said this in one episode already. And then the Mexican side, I mean, it's been long enough. Like I haven't officially come out, but if you know, you know. I'm not like, you know, whenever I talk about relationship stuff, I'm like, I'll literally be like, yeah, I've been seeing this dude. And then, you know, we just go on about the conversation. Nobody's like, oh, you're gay? Or like, whatever. They're just like, oh, yeah, well, he's... Like, I was talking with Jasmine the other day, and, you know, our family, we're in a limbo place. Yeah. They are accepting, but sometimes they say some things, and I'm like,
it's like
that's not okay, y'all.
It's like, are you toning down a notch?
Mm-hmm. But, like, you know, it is there. It's not, like... enough to be like, oh my god, we need to move out because they're gonna kill us or something. Nothing like that. But you know, we were just talking about like I was seeing a white guy at the time, and I was like, he's cool and all. He's just kind of like, you know, white. And they're just like, yeah, I get that. Like he's white, right? like he's just acts that way. And I'm like, yeah. But like, you know, there wasn't like any like shift or like they're like, oh, like, whoa. No, everyone knows already. At least on the Mexican side. My mom was good enough and whatever, the whole story, again, I already talked about it, but like, how like it's not her information to share, she just checks up on me about it and be like, yeah, what you doing? And then the Asian side, I'm just like, I don't plan on coming out to them, Mom, like, I don't care. And then at the party, my aunt was just like, I knew all the time, like, I knew it, and I was like, what the heck? Like, we're just trying to take a picture to go home.
I was over here like, hello, like, can I take the picture now?
She was a bit drunk and she was all over me and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, at least they knew all along.
She's like, I knew before your parents did. And I was like, what?
Okay.
I was like, I highly doubt it, but okay.
But yeah.
I mean, I still act straight over there when I'm with them. Not too much. I used to have a better straight personality, but after a while I was like, fuck it. Like it's too much mental strain to keep up with two personalities.
But yeah, pretty much.
Especially when my first personality is already like a fucking...
Yeah.
Something.
For me, I mean, I say it's hard for me because I mean like.
Hers is definitely harder for her.
Cause like I'm not fully out, like you know, cause like
she's fully out to the family. The family knows.
Apparently,
but she's not fully out on her own terms.
Like on my terms.
She never got to do any of that stuff.
I didn't do it. It was my mom. So
to her, she's not fully out. Even though everyone knows and everyone's like, whatever. Like, who cares?
Like, yeah.
Except for her mom, apparently.
Apparently, like, yeah. So I'm just like, it's hard. Because I'm like, wait. Do y'all really not care? Or y'all just saying that because of, like, y'all, like, are you just saying that?
Well, I mean,
because don't forget when... The whole family was going at it. Like, they're beating me up because I got a job during COVID. And they were the ones...
What does that have to do with the gate?
That doesn't have anything to do with the gate. But the thing is, what I'm saying is that the family says to do something and then they get mad when you actually do it.
Because you did it during COVID!
Okay, but that doesn't mean anything!
You're not supposed to work during COVID! Literally, like, people are dying from COVID. They were just, I feel like that was more panic-driven between, like, oh my god, she might get sick because she's working, and we are telling you to get a job, and you pick now to get a job. Like when there's a disease that's killing people, there's a literal plague going on, and you're like, I'm at work.
No, and then y'all were like, you're gonna die. And I'm like, you're gonna die first, aren't you?
That's the thing.
I was like, why
I
are
feel
you
like
worried?
that's an instant of you not picking up on a social cue. You're like, why are y'all getting mad? I got a job. Y'all were telling me to get a job. When it's like, there's a plague. You're going to get sick, woman. And like you literally like it's essential workers.
I didn't get sick though, so I was just like, so all that was for what? Like
again with the social cues. You're like, I didn't get sick. Why are they mad? It's not that you were gonna get sick. It's the possibility that you were gonna get sick, that you could end up in the hospital and die because you're a dumbass. I'm gonna get a job during COVID. I mean, thankfully, yes, you didn't get sick. Thank God. But like. Dude, what the fuck? You're missing the point of the panic.
But I mean, at the time I didn't.
It's not like it would be like you chose this time to come out. Like what the fuck? No, it's nothing like that.
But yeah,
it's more like what the heck? Like there's a plague. All of us are out of jobs, and you're like, I didn't get a job.
Well, that was like the whole. See, I don't know, but I mean, I found sense in it. I said, hey.
That's the thing.
People are losing.
You found sense in something that shouldn't, no.
People are losing jobs. I'm gonna steal their jobs. So I went back. I went in. I mean, either way, I'm safe. But I mean, yeah, that's totally not related. But I thought.
Anyways.
I think that's how they're gonna react, be like that. Where I'm like, I missed the social cue, and it's gonna be like that all over.
No, see, you're comparing two very different scenarios.
I know they're two different, but it's just
nobody cares
I feel
that you're gay. Nobody cares. Except for your parents, because I don't know what's happening there.
They want me to be the perfect daughter and marry a man, and I'm over here that's not happening.
No, but I just don't, nobody cares. I know for a fact that, our Theas at least, other than your family, they do not care. They know, but they do not care. They're like, whatever. Because they talk about your mom a lot because they know what she's doing to you.
I still don't know I don't know the tea yet.
It's not that much tea. It's more just why would Goya do that? And then, they'd be like, the only ones that don't know, maybe, are the Theos, because they're always out of the loop,
No, yeah, they're out of the conversation.
Normal. And, I told my dad the other day about it, and he was like, I'm gay. I was like, what? What? Because I was complaining about your mom to him, And then he was like, well, I'm gay. I was like, what? I was like, okay, but I since you didn't know, I should have shared that. So, act surprised if she didn't love to you. He's like, oh, don't tell anyone.
I thought he knew by now.
Exactly. I was like, what?
And did you not overhear the podcast or something?
Yeah, but I was just like, okay, I was like, okay, and it was recent too, So
I'm not angry about that. I'm just like, oh, okay, I didn't know that.
I was talking about my mom, about your whole situation in Mexico, about what your mom did, and what your mom did, and my mom was just like, what the fuck?
Wait, which one?
The one where it was your mom being homophobic, but you're sitting right there.
I was right there, and I'm like.
But I was just I was telling my mom about it, and then she was like, what the hell? If she knows she has a daughter that's like that, and blah blah blah. My mom doesn't.
Why is she talking like that in front of her?
I do spill the tea with my madre a lot because
I mean, respect.
Mom. But she's always on your side. She's always like, why would Goya do something like that?
I'm glad.
She also doesn't agree with the whole sometimes your mom will say something machismo, but regarding you, go wash the dishes or do stuff like that while your brothers are there, and my mom's like, no, why? But that's also because my mom was always very against it.
No, yeah.
She's that was her thing. So I was like, yeah.
No, cause I understand why. Cause I'm against it too. Cause I'm like, honey, your son doesn't even know how to cook an egg.
Exactly, that's the thing.
Bito doesn't know. No offense to Bito, but he doesn't know how to cook. He has to look at the instructions to cook macaroni.
Yeah. But
he actually measures.
That's the thing, and I'm just you guys don't know, or not you guys, but them. They I generally feel like they don't know how to do some basic things because they're always Milan's gonna be there to do it for them, and lots of the family is that's not right, Goya, and then Goya just kind of your mom just kind of breaks down crying, and
And I'm just
we're all like, okay, we don't say.
I'm
That's
like-
why no one says anything, because
Yeah.
your mom just kind of cries.
No, and I'm like,
And she'd be
And
like, you
I
guys
know-
are all bullying me, and I'm just like, okay.
and I know that's the
And
truth.
we're all like that, but like
And sometimes
in our own right, like
Yeah.
so we all have our problems, right?
hmm
But it's just like that one, we're all like, come on now, like.
And I'm like, I feel like there is a. I feel like she's almost a not favorite child. Like she's like the whole ceremony in the family.
But
That's
no,
what I'm
because
thinking.
she gets. The thing is, like her. Well, according to my mom, when they were younger or whatever, even now it was her and your mom that went together.
Mhm.
Arthea, the youngest, she was her own thing.
Yeah.
She's the favorite. She got to do everything because she's the youngest and whatever.
Mhm.
And but your mom and my mom were the ones always together, and to the point where it almost felt like my mom and your mom had beef with the older ones, with Chendy and them.
No,
But
yeah.
to the point where it's like, we don't like them, like stay away from them, because it was a large age gap or whatever between them,
Mhm.
right? But like there's one story where it was like it was between you and your mom, like they seemed to be together all the time in all the stories. It was like Chelly was always like against them or whatever, and Jasmine's doing her own thing because she's the youngest.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that can't be right, but like, what's going on?
No, yeah. And we're like, hello? Because I'm just like, I don't know. It's just something. I don't know what made her, what generational trauma she received that she's just always pushing it on me. Like, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't even, I don't know. It probably was grandma, but I'm pretty sure it was mostly grandpa. Like, grandpa did something to her to screw her in the brain. Maybe because she didn't get to pursue her education. I don't know.
None of them pursued education with them. The only one that did was the youngest.
Your mom has a degree.
She does not. It's fake. Jasmine's the only one that's been to school.
Oh my
Well,
god.
that's like.
Because like I saw an
that
actual Mexican
pursued-
degree, and I was like a degree that like they actually.
No, they didn't go to school. They were always moving. Jasmine's the only one that's ever been able to do that.
Oh my god.
So my mom, the reason why she has like a good job or whatever, she has a GED, but it's a fake GED.
Oh my god.
And like sometimes when she applies to a job, it like glitches out or something in
Yeah.
the system.
I keep telling my mom to at least study for a GED. She's like, if I don't even know English, how would I do it? I'm like, no, honey, you know enough English. You've been reading school emails for 20 years. You can apply for a GED. Because she always comes to me complaining about her job, and I'm just like, honey, you can apply for a GED and get yourself a better job, or even start your own business. But no, you don't want to do it. So I'm like, you know what? Suffer. You suffer. Let me live my life. I'll make myself suffer. Whatever. But I'm not letting her make me suffer. Okay? Because
But yeah, like that's the only thing I know from that. So I'm like,
it's like I don't even know what beef. Like, why she always likes to start beef with me, and I'm just like, I know you want the good from me, but this is not helping. I'm like, honey.
But not all of us could be,
Perfect,
families.
yeah.
I mean, my family is far from perfect, but I will admit, like, for this kind of stuff, I got the good end.
You did get the good end.
Because, like, my
Like-
mom, I was literally talking the other day, we were in a restaurant, and I was,
Mhm.
like, talking about, like, I was like, you guys are pretty chill, because, like, I read lots of stories where it's, like, they're strictly religious or whatever,
Yeah.
and, like, the results of what happens to the kids, obviously, it's mostly bad
Very bad.
results and, like,
Mhm.
stuff like that. I was like, you guys are pretty chill, because you guys are, like, we're strictly Catholic, but, like, whatever, and I'm still here, you guys are easy to talk to, blah, 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 and, like, even after our little 2-3 years of hardships of all of that situation, that's deep-seated dead memory, like, you guys still came out, like, changed and whatever, like, you tried to change, you tried to accept and whatever, and, like, I'm grateful for that. It was like a thank you thing or whatever over the dinner table.
No, I mean, no, yeah, like,
And then I was like, bringing up religion and all that. And then she's like, it was because of you that we, like, went away from the church. And I was like, oh, thank you. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that, because that's kind of like literally the story of the church that day was like, God should be your priority, not your kids, not anything else. And I was like, oh, I wanted to be like, well, you shouldn't have done that, because the church says God is your priority, not me. but they're like, you're the reason we stopped like doing lots of
Yeah.
like intense church things and everything. And I was like, thank you. Like,
Because like
that means a lot.
the church may say that, but
And,
apparently in the Bible it doesn't. Trust me, I have read so many
no,
of them.
it doesn't.
It doesn't. It just says,
Well-
hey, live your life. You're a sinner anyway. Like, live your life.
You're a sinner. Anyway.
No, it does. You may think, oh, it doesn't say that literally, but I'm like, I have read so many pages of that is like, it literally just says, you're a sinner anyway, go live your life, just don't kill anybody because that's wrong. And I'm like, okay.
But no, it's that kind of stuff, yeah, and then it's like, that's the reason, but we're here now. It's like, okay, thank you. And then it's also up to like people, as I said in the previous episode, it's just how people view that, obviously different people who are there and whatever, and all that fun stuff, but
For real.
it's just that, and I was like, yeah, and then I was like explaining to my mom, I was like, like church says all this, but like, I just kind of do what mammals do. Like, if a mammal does it, if an animal that's a mammal does it, then it's okay by human standards. And now, I don't mean like killing other people, right? Well, technically they kill to eat / population control.
Yeah, so like
Which-
they're doing it.
That my take on human population control is a bit morbid, so I won't take that. And
No,
we might get
yeah.
canceled. But like, I was like, as for sexuality, lots of mammals, lots of animals
They actually
proceed like they do homosexual things, and like normally you see like those memes and those videos of like two animals, and then like the depressing music that comes up later, or like
then they're,
an
like,
article is
together.
like they're doing it because the gay guys are doing it, and I was like, no, animals naturally do that to promote like self-harmony between.
Yeah, like
Between
they
their
do it to
ranks
actually
and
raise
whatever.
the little ones because they don't have a parent.
Well, usually it's more common in guys, mainly because females are not always in
They're not
their
there.
state of using making babies, so guys do it with other guys, and I'm just like, yeah, that makes sense, and that also makes sense why the ratio between like lesbian women and gay guys are more common, right? And it's like, that makes sense because that's just how the mammals work. Like, that's just how that works.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that, and then they're all like, oh yeah, but mammals don't like link up to each other. It's like, well, no, but they still bang each other, so what's the difference?
Oh yeah.
Number two, there are some animals, not mammals, and maybe even mammals, I will probably have to look up to it, but like that do link up to it. Like black swans are like 1/3 of them are homosexual. And they actually have a better chance of raising kids than the straight couples because of how aggressive two males are.
Did you? I know this is all topic, but when you mentioned swans, I remembered something that I learned. Apparently, that they kill themselves. That if their
Partner
dies, they fly high up into the air and
it
just
nose
drop.
dive. Lots of animals actually, the animals that do monogamous pairings, lots of them, it depends on the gender as well.
Yeah, because
For
sometimes
foxes, the male will not remate, but the female will.
it was like,
The
oh,
male just stays depressed, and that's the same for lemmings and stuff like that, where lemmings are more monogamous, where if one of the pairs die, which it says pairs, it doesn't say like straight pairs or whatever, so I think they might have homosexual pairs,
yeah.
where if one of them dies, the other will not cope and will just like fall into depression until they die. I was like, wow, that's
but
cool.
yeah, like, and I was like, oh, they kill themselves, and I'm like, oh no, you know what? That totally makes sense because dolphins kill themselves too.
Dolphins are evil.
Dolphins they're evil, but they're also the most depressed. And I'm just like,
Well, lots of animals are like, there's no good or bad in animals. They're
No,
just
yeah.
being animal. They do not have a moral center. But lots of animals are like, damn, like otters, they're cute and all, and everyone's like, oh my god, otters! Same thing for dolphins. Everyone's like, oh my god, dolphins! Those
But
two
they're-
animals are like horrendous, man. I'm like,
are.
my god!
Like-
they drown their babies and everything just
Yeah.
for food.
and then they mate with like dead.
Body. Well, no, it's like the males go so hard at the female that they kill them in the process, and then they just keep going.
Oh my
And I'm
god.
just like, ah,
Oh,
how nice.
wow. But yeah, it's just like, oh,
But anyways, that's obviously give or take a few rules, because like if we were otters being a mammal, don't do what otters do, man.
no, don't do that.
But like, other things like, just homosexual relationships and stuff like that. It's just, that's how I view it. And then, people are like, well, God did do it. It was like God literally created all the animals. The animals be doing that, so why can't we be doing
See,
that?
like, Okay.
If you go by the religious spectrum, which, I am religious, but, like, I'm not here to argue, like, oh, God didn't. And I was like, I don't care. That's just what I believe. You can believe what you believe. That's just my logic version of all that.
See, because from what I know, because yesterday I had to read, like, a psalm or something. Yeah, like, la lectura, right? And the lectura was about how pretty much the Jews were hating on another group of... well, not another Jew. It was like the race, pretty much.
It was the woman.
It
was the one with the woman, right? And then Jesus was like, no.
And then he gave them a taste of their medicine by being rude to her.
Yeah.
And they were like, Jesus being mean? And I'm like, see, like, if Jesus was here now and he saw y'all being mean, like, to, like, some gay people, he'd be like, oh, I hate you too. And it's like, Jesus? And it was like, see, now you know how shitty you look. And I'm like, do people really need the taste of their own medicine?
It was more just to prove, like, no, everyone gets, like, the same treatment.
It's like, everyone should be treated equally. Like, and they're like, Jesus would not like it. I'm like, no, he would give you a taste of medicine, just like he did in that one psalm or whatever.
It was a reading.
That one reading.
Not a song.
I keep thinking
psalm is the thingies that they sing.
Oh.
The, like, in-between thing where they're all like, ah! And I'm like, okay. Those are songs.
No, but yeah, that one reading. And then people are like, you don't read the Bible enough. I'm like, dude, I have read it so many times. I am pretty sure he would not be that way. And I'm like, I'm pretty, like, I literally they'd be like, how do you pray? Do you pray, like, for yourself or for others? I'm like, see, there are times where I'm, like, praying for others, but I'm like, dude, you're helping them way too much. Where's my help?
Dude, I, like, we, at least in the English Mass, right, they always bring up, like, praying for yourself. Like, it's normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, like, we all pray for ourselves. That's, like, what prayer is for. You pray for yourself and pray for, like, good health and whatever. It's like, I never pray for myself, though. Like, I'm just like, I'm fucked and that's it. Like, I mean, that's it. Like, okay.
Like, I pray for myself.
Like, I am not worth that kind of prayer. I have, like, self-worth issues, Like, I'm not worth my own money. I'm not worth, like, the prayer to God or whatever. Like, God has other prayers to attend to. He don't need to worry about me. But that's how I genuinely feel about it. So it's like, he's doing the little sermon, the preach or whatever. And I was like, wait, people pray for themselves? Like, that's what they're supposed to be for?
Like, I was
just praying for, like, the world or stuff like that, Like, that we're not dead.
I remember one time I was, like, so tired, and I was like, hey, man, whoever's listening or whatever, like, I'm like, I don't know if it's God, Jesus, or Mary, like, whoever's listening, bring me, like, it's like, I was like, hello, but I was like, I want to love somebody, but not like that, but, like, I was joking, right? I was like, I need someone to love me. I feel like the next day a dude is flirting with me. I'm like, this is not what I meant, G-Dog. G-Dog. God, this is not what I meant. And I was like, you're literally making me getting harassed. I'm like, God. And it's just like, I'm pretty sure he, like, laughs at it. He's like, haha, I'm gonna go make fun of this person now. And it's like, really? I'm like, I know you made us and, like, everything, but come on, stop making fun of me this way. But, like, I like to think of it that way. And my mom's like, that's not a good way to think about it. Like, I can't share my own belief or anything about what I think about, like, what the reading says or how I think the gods think of me. It's just like, no, that's not the right way. He doesn't think that way. I was like, people have opinions, Mom.
Well, yeah.
People have opinions, and my opinion is this dude is a goofy man who likes to make fun of me. I'm like...
I mean, for real, he's a god. Technically, we cannot comprehend, if there is a god, what a god is thinking. And so, a god can do whatever he wants. Like,
he controls you, so I'm just like, okay.
Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, how self-absorbed does a person have to be to feel like they are the main attention of God? Like, God could be like, screw that. And, like,
he's like, I don't even like you. Why are you here?
I created you. You turned out poorly. No.
It's like the one popular jock at the table. It's like, she doesn't even go here. Like, I don't even know her. And I'm like, I'm just like, I like to think that way. But it's like, people are like, that's wrong. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying to live life. Like, you don't even know if he acts that way. You don't even know if he's white. You don't even know if it's a actual being. It's probably just an orb of light. And it's like, I am God. And it's like, where's your face? I don't have a face. What is he talking about? And it's like, but you created. I can create things with my mind.
Exactly.
Like, It could be anything.
And like I do feel like that like people like mistranslate that one thing where it's like, oh, he created us in his image.
And it's
like no. Like people are like, oh, so that means like our human forms look like God.
No.
And I was like, no, in his image, like that's what he thought we should look like. So really, he's like, let's do it. Like, you know, like an artist being like this is a furry.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean the furry looks like a person or like a human person, right? That's the thing. And I'm like, yeah, he's probably just like, ooh, yeah, that's the thing. I created
cool.
that. But like we don't look like him.
So I'm just like, oh. And I'm like, okay. See, like recently, I remember back then, I never understood the readings. But now that I'm like reading them more because I have to, like for the hospitality or like whatever, like I have to do it. Well, I don't have to do it, but like I do it.
Yeah.
I do it because they needed my help. But ever since I started actually reading them, I'm like, oh, so that's what this means. Ah! Like I never pay attention in church.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I have to read it first before I actually read it to the people so I can actually read it properly. And then I'm just like, oh, this is what this means? Huh. And when I tell it to my mom, like in simplified words, she's like, what are you going to read today? I'm like, oh, it's literally about someone saying, hey, stop hating on this dude, okay? Or it's hey, you need to get your life in check. And then she's like, that's not what it means. I'm like, no, that's literally what it is. And like, it's literally a dude talking to a bunch of people. Like, it could be like one of his disciples or whatever. It's like just a dude talking to a bunch of people saying, hey, don't do that. That is wrong. Think of it in another way. Like, respect people. Yeah. And I'm over here like, see, I understand that, but how are you taking it the wrong way?
For real.
I'm like, how is my... It's like, how are... But I'm like, people have different opinions. People take it differently. So I'm like, okay, I guess. Makes sense to me.
Yep.
But
that's religion for you.
Literally. That's another thing about adulting. You just gotta comprehend it.
Find where you agree more, I guess. And just be like, oh, that's where I go.
Exactly. But yeah. But I honestly didn't know, like, that the whole...
Emily knew?
Yeah. Until you told me, and I was just like, bruh. I'm like, wow. I'm like, I don't even know how long ago that was. And you were like, that's recently. And I'm like, when recently?
Oh, no, not the... Apparently that was a long time ago, but like...
I was at work when this happened, so I'm just like, when was it? And what did I say to trigger it? So I'm just like, oh my. I'm like, it could have been anything. It could have been me just saying, oh my god, that girl's pretty or something. Just like some random girl dressed up nicely. I could have been saying that, and she was like, my dad. And I was like, my daughter's gay. And I was like, what triggered it? Like, I'm confused. I am confusion.
I use confusion.
Like, why is this?
Kansas.
Why
this is not Kansas. I'm not to explain.
I don't know anymore. But I mean, see, you say like your family's not perfect, which is like it's like basic human knowledge, like common sense. No family's perfect. But I'm just like, if you ask one of your other cousins or something, and be like,
I know.
What we thought, we're just like, we want that.
Exactly, because I obviously we all are pretty close. The only ones that's like relatively related to like how my family dynamics works is like Jasmine's dynamic.
Yeah,
like,
it's like getting there. Yeah.
But like they don't have like any queer problems.
No, they don't.
They're straight.
Yeah.
But like this one is just like the older ones it's like the two younger ones came out decent. And I think it's just solely because they are younger. Mm-hmm. Like like I guess they grew up like with the shifter, right? But the older ones, they're all like, wow, what's happening? And I'm just like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, because like you were like, oh, yeah, you told me like, you're like, oh, my mom, it took her some time, but she accepted it. I'm like, wow. No, I gave my mom time and she still can't.
Well, yes, it took him time to accept it. My mom was way faster than my father.
I mean.
Father was just like.
My dad still thinks it's a joke.
What the boy? And then even my dad now, like, he's accepted it, but he does say some, like, iffy things. Like, he compares me a lot
to flamboyance? No,
he compares me a lot to, so my dad does nails, and he has one client that has a femboy son, like, full femboy. Like,
oh my god.
And he's always like, I'm just glad you're not like that. I'm just like, okay, first of all, Dad, that's not something you can say. okay. But like, okay, I get it. I have a little pride in that too when you tell me that. I'm like, he's like, yeah, like her son is like, oh, like dressed up in like nails and like the high boots and like skirts and everything.
Like, I'm so
and he's
glad
like,
you're not like
I'm
that.
just glad you're not like that. And I'm like, thanks, Dad. Like, I don't like how that makes me feel good. But you can't say things like that because it makes me feel good because I low-key hate them boys. Not because of how they dress over there. I just hate them. Like, it's just like, why do you do this? Like, I hate you. Like, you're so annoying as a human. But my dad's like, I'm just glad you're not like that. I'm like, you can't say that. He's like, I'm glad you're more like on the guyish side of things, you know? You know how to do things, you know how to do all that. And I was like, dude, I'm a fucking house husband. Like, I cook, I clean, I do dishes, I like...
You know more than I could basically
like,
know. My mom's like, oh, you don't know how to provide yourself in a house. And I'm like, Mom, do you even know what I do home alone? I actually make myself food and clean. Like, you should be grateful that I'm actually helping you in the kitchen. She has never ever said thank you to me. Never. Like, I fold her clothes.
No,
I'd be like, I did this big task for you. And she's like, okay, what about the rest of the house? I'm like...
My mom gave me, like, the recognition or whatever. Like, you know how, moms are like, you guys never help with anything around the house. We were all, like, like, trying to clean or something. Or, my mom was frustrated, so we were all forced to clean.
Yeah.
And then she was like, you guys never do anything in this house, including your father. Only Tony helps. And I was like,
like, for real, bro. Like,
but yeah, she
my mom, she does that at times too. She's like, nobody helps in the house. But she doesn't say, like, only Merlin helps. No. I'm just like, Mom, what about me?
She's like, she doesn't help either. I was like, oh my god.
And I'm like, what about me? I do help you. Like, stop lying. And she's like, okay, you do help, but like, still. And I'm like, well, then don't say all of y'all. Just say them, like the brothers, And she's like, you know who I'm talking to. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, I don't know that you're talking about them. But sometimes I think you're talking about me too. And I'm like, and then there's days where I don't even do the cleaning. I don't do anything because I'm like, dude, I'm tired. And she's like, why'd you not clean the dishes? Why'd you not do something productive? Like, why'd you not, like, do something productive right in the house, like clean the table? Because my brothers always leave a mess there in the morning. And when they come back, they don't even clean it. They just leave it there in the morning thinking someone's going to clean it up for them. Pisses me off. Even my dad does that, leaves a cup of coffee in the sink. But I'm like, and she's like, why'd you not do anything? I'm like, because I'm tired. She's like, well, work full time and then you'll be tired. And I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, do you not know how draining school is? And she was like, and I'm like, you know what? Your answer should be no, because I never got educated. Like, it should be that answer. But no, she doesn't want to understand at least.
No.
And I'm like this close to dragging her to my classes so she can have like this experience to college life.
Yeah, like my mom, she started working with like the schools, right? I mean, she's always worked for the schools, but she used to work like the little kids, and then
daycare, right?
Well, it wasn't daycare; it was like the basically kindergarten, but like earlier.
Oh.
But like they're still teaching kids and everything.
No,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But now she's working with like older kids now, like 11, 12-year-olds, and she's like, dude, I understand why like you guys hate school now. Like nobody would want to go through this for like 12 years of their lives. I was like, see, I told you.
It's just stupid, and I'm just like, I'm done.
No, and then my dad, he also gets like lots of shocked expressions or whatever from like his clients because of our family dynamic. Because my dad like cooks and everything, and like we all individually do our laundry. Like it's not like one laundry day or like one person doing all the laundry. Like we all do our own things. We like wash the dishes, whatever. And then they're all like, "You cook? You do the laundry?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like this is my dad. Like with his clients, like yeah, like.
It's like after you eat, you actually clean your own plate. You don't make someone else to clean all the plates together.
And I was like, wait, so like, what does your wife do? She's like, she works and like she cleans as well. Like she cooks sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I hate it when people get surprised about that.
Like, yeah, it's like my mom will like not accept that. I find it funny because my mom's very like she will not accept like that kind of treatment. So I'm like,
she's like, no. I'm like, respect.
Well, yeah, because she made it her mission or whatever. Like, She loved grandpa, but she's like, I will never have a man
control me like
that.
he did.
Yeah, because of how grandma handled the situation. I think
Yeah.
she was like, I will never be my mom, and that's also me right now,
Mm.
because I will never be my dad. I make it I love my dad, and he's like, there's some things he does yes, I want those qualities, but there's a lot he does where I'm like, I will not do any of that because that is just not something I want in me. So I make it my mission to not be like that. So
No, yeah. And it's I tell myself that too, because I'm like,
and
you know how much I get compared to my parents and of their shitty things? I don't get compared for their good things. I get compared to their shitty things. Only thing I get compared for the good thing is because of work. Oh, you're such a hard worker. I'm like, compliment me about something else. Or it's oh, you're pretty like your mom when she was younger. So I'm just like, it's not helping. I'm like, you're supposed to compliment me about something else other than me being pretty or that. It's stupid. It's dumb. And it's just they compare me so much to their bad things. Apparently my dad, he's my mom compares me to my dad's side of the family because apparently they've done so many bad things in their life. And she's like, yeah, you're just like, damn. And I'm like,
I literally sit around all day, mother.
And I'm like, what?
It's dude.
I'm like, I'm the one helping you. I'm being nice to you. What? And then my dad, no, he doesn't even say anything to me, but he doesn't know anything. He's so focused on work that he doesn't know a pinch about me. Got me a mango nada from La Partida. He says, here, I thought about you and got you this. But then I'm like, you didn't think enough because I don't like mangoes. I've hated mangoes since I was a kid. And I'm like,
I mean, what kind of wait, what was it? Oh man, what kind of weirdo doesn't love mangoes?
Yeah, what kind of weirdo doesn't like mangoes? I'm like,
King Julian.
I'm like, Dad, you didn't think enough because I don't like mangoes. And he's like, oh. And I'm like, it's okay. I'm glad you thought about me, but still. And same with my mom. My parents, they try to think about me. They're like, here, I got you this. But I'm just like, what is that?
Thank you.
And it's I'm like, they're able to think about my brothers and bring them the best thing in the world. But for me, where? Huh? Beto got a computer, big computer. Where's my computer? You have a Chromebook. What? And it's
it seems a bit if.
And it's Jose Ramon, he gets a Switch. I wanted a Switch. Did they get it for me? No. I had to buy it myself because I'm an adult now. When I was a kid, where was that? Me doing the dog buttons out. I don't know. But it's you tell me that the whole family's on my side. Oh, then I'm just like, well, why aren't y'all there to defend me?
Because they do. Your mom just cries. That's what I'm saying. They try to talk to your mom, and she's like, you get to do what you're talking about. Boo! Way! And then, storms off in a fit, and then so everyone just...
And drags me along with her, and I'm like,
yeah, basically. And then so everyone just stopped. Because it always ended up worse for you, so we're like...
No, it really did!
Maybe we just shouldn't talk.
Because every time you guys would do something, my mom would go on a whole lecture with me, saying how I'm in the wrong. I'm like, I wasn't even the one who assaulted you! I'm like, what? I'm like, that's not right. I'm like, hello? Hello? Why? But it's for real like that. I'm just like, okay. And I'm like, I like it how y'all try to defend me, but it's just doesn't work in the end. I'm just like, and then I hate it so much that I am just as sensitive as she is. If someone says I'm in the wrong, I'm like, damn, that hurt. And I cry. I can't control it. I can't control my tears. But I'm like, I don't go you hate me. No, I'm like, oh, that actually hurt. Thank you. But I'm gonna hold that grudge for a bit. So don't talk to me.
Yeah, see, that's what your mom does.
And I'm like, I'm gonna hold it for a bit. Don't talk to me for a while. And then I continue talking. And I'm like, okay, respect, thank you. And I'll try to push it back and not do it more often. You told me, you actually communicate with me. And I'm like, oh, okay. that hurt that you called me out, but
I called you out? When did I call you out?
the last podcast, because I didn't know that it had trauma. The word. I didn't know it had trauma to you. So I was like,
you. I'm gonna do it more often.
I was a little hurt because I was like, oh shit, my bad. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Well, if we're on this subject, the B word also has trauma to some of
Oh my god!
past, which is also something that happened. So
Oh,
yes,
my bad.
that's why she's like, I need a break. I'm like, go ahead.
My bad. See, that's what I mean. I am very.
Yeah, she's
Dense.
only okay with like some people telling her that.
Yeah. And I'm like, and I'm
then
very.
but she was like I'm okay with you, Tony, because like we grew up together. But when she does it, I'm like, I'm gonna punch her. But this is y'all's thing, and I'm trying. I was like, dude, just call her out on it. She's like, no, but I don't want to. So here I am today, calling you out on it.
And I respect that. I'm sorry. I respect that and I understand that because, like, if y'all don't call me out on something, I will forever.
Because she cannot take social cues, y'all.
I don't. I can't. I wish I could. That's what I hate about myself. I wish I could. I wish I could be normal. But no.
She has autism.
Yeah.
And then her brother has words also.
I think. Maybe I do. I don't know. I should probably get that checked out. But
no, I mean, we might be on the spectrum, but it might not be labeled as that.
no, and I'm just like, why? Like, why can't I get it? Why can't I grasp? Why can't I know that someone's uncomfortable? I just can't. And I'm like
you talking about the fucking dead dog, man. Literally, Bridget was like, I do not want to hear about this. Continues anyway. I was like, how stupid is this girl?
my internet was slow because I didn't receive that.
He just literally keeps talking, and then I was like, what the heck?
See, I didn't know.
And I was like, but then she said she was too uncomfortable. I don't care about the dog.
Yeah. Like, I didn't receive it on time.
Yeah,
it was
that was
slow, and I
just
was like, oh. And I'm like, I already sent it. But I mean, so I was like,
are you stupid, dumb, or stupid?
But yeah, I was just like, but if people out there, you too, or whatever.
Daddy Chungus, if you're watching, hey girl.
Hi. I now know what you wanted to tell me all along, and I'm grateful. Yeah, I'm grateful, and I'll try my best to.
Like, we could say it, but it's just us two. Who cares? I don't care about the word, but just not when she's here.
No, yeah, because I didn't know. See, and I don't know. And that's why I don't like to be called out, but I need to be called out. Because if I don't, I'm going to keep on saying it, and it's going to keep on going, and then I'm just like, you need to be open.
Yeah.
And I'm just like.
Because, like, I get it. That's, like, our joke, like, oh, yeah, we're gay bitches, but I, like, totally forgot for Bridget. And I was like, oh, she doesn't like
and
that
I don't know
word.
much about Bridget, so I didn't know.
Yeah, that too. So I was like, oh, gotta tell her.
I was like, but you never did, and then.
Well, no, I did. Like, I mean, the problem just kind of came up or whatever. So I was like,
yeah.
oh, well, I'll do it now in case she ever comes back.
Yeah, but yeah, Daddy Chungus, if you're out there, sorry.
This is our apology video.
No. Sit up.
What?
Yeah, do it. The apology video is like this. I'm sorry.
I have no regrets.
No, but it literally goes.
I stand by my actions.
That's how they start. They just go. Some people have been doing, and they go like soft voice, no makeup, no nothing. And I'm like,
why do they put no makeup?
that's what I mean. They want to look more sad or something.
I know, right?
But
I don't think I've done anything to deserve
a
call out.
A call out.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet. I don't know. I'm trying.
The only thing I can think of is like the pissing.
See, that was just a surprise. I was like,
everyone was just like, I love that so much.
Bridget was like,
you were like, and then Bridget's like, go for it, And I'm just there like,
Bridget was trying to be respectful, and I was over here like, what? Why? I didn't know this.
Y'all asked and y'all received.
Yeah, for real. We did ask. We got her medicine. But
I mean, I rarely talk, when it's 3 of us, so.
Oh, yeah. But I hope I can talk to Bridget again, because I mean,
she said she does plan, she liked doing it, and she might plan on coming back after she gets, she's
her
just
whole
trying to,
situation.
she's
She's
just
trying
trying
to
to get her,
situation.
Situation
Like a
together.
grasp
She's
on it.
moving and everything. She hasn't moved yet.
Yeah.
They don't move in until the 29th, is what she told me. So
Oh.
she's bunking down with her parents until they can get to the new place, which means like her and her fiance are in the same house. And
No, yeah.
And then she's also looking for a job, yada yada, so let her get situated and let her have like that moment of, it might be even a couple months before she comes back, if she comes back, if she wants to. But yeah.
I totally need to give her a souvenir, but I keep forgetting to. Like,
until then, we'll try to get another like guest stars, because 3 people are fun.
No, yeah.
We have one cousin that wants to be on, but we don't know if we want him to
I don't
be
know.
on.
I don't know if I can put him in it. So I'm just like, because I don't know how to do tech. So I'm just like, how do I do that?
That's true.
So I'm just like, And then he's like, why don't you do a Discord call? And I'm like, see, that's the thing. I haven't experimented with that yet. I need to see if it actually records my voice too, or it's going to record you guys' voice because it's screen record. So I'm just like...
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you screen record with Discord, it's gonna get all of our voices.
Yeah.
But the thing is, how we do this now.
Yeah, so I'm just like, how would that work out? But I'm like, think about it. Thinks about it for a long time.
I think you're thinking about it too much. I think it's just as simple as doing the call and like.
Yeah.
Maybe what you can do is do the audio on one phone and then another phone do the visual.
Mm-hmm.
So then like when you're like editing and everything, just mute the video, like mute the video and just try to line up with the audio of the call, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And like we can do like some things in the beginning to like help it easier to link up, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then so the audio will link up better.
No, yeah. But I was thinking...
It smells like food.
I smell it too. I was just like, oh, am I here too late? But, yeah.
You're always welcome to stay.
I know.
Why you always leave.
I know I am. But I'm like, but I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I'm just like, I'm here too much. I feel like I'm annoying y'all in a way.
Bridget feels the same way, but I was like, Bridget, we love you having you. And she's like, okay.
And it's like, no, I'm like, yeah, respect. But then it's like me. I know I would always say, oh yeah, like I like to stay here. But I'm like, no, I feel like I am actually doing it too much now.
Nah,
and I'm like, I feel like it's just like, why are you here? And it's like...
I don't think any of us feel that way, though.
Well, I don't know that, but I mean, like, you're saying that, so I'm like, okay, I'll take your word for it.
I mean, they're our family, like...
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they felt that way, we're close enough, at least as a family, that they would complain to me, which then I could complain to you guys.
No, yeah.
Because they know, like, Tony will tell them, like, Tony don't care about shit.
No, yeah, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's like my thing in the family. It's like, no, like, I don't want this.
No, yeah, it's like, they tell you something, you tell me, and like, you tell us, so I'm just like, oh, thank you. Like, I need to know this. But, like, yeah, I used to, like, for a while, I was like, well, what if I am being here too much? No. But then I'm like, I know you guys always invite me, but I'm like, what if it's not?
And then they're always like, oh, you guys didn't do it today? Why not? And I'm just like, they just didn't want to do it, or I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, like,
I mean, I'm pretty open. Like, okay, so not gonna let you know those when we had those like gap week things, and we might even go back to it. It's literally because I don't want them at my house. Like me personally, do not want them here, and I'm just like I can't deal with them today. No, we ain't doing it this week.
And I'm over here like, okay, respect to that. I'm like, I'm gonna go sit in my home alone for a minute
and cry.
Well, and I'm just cry, here, like, more like play on my game than get bored and then find something else to do, which I get bored because I've been having intense art block. That bunny was out of the blue.
Same. I say intense art block, but like, it's kind of gradual because, you know, I've been struggling on the comic, and I'll be like, yeah, I got this page, and then I'll be like, what do I draw? Like, I know what I want to draw, but my brain is like, not pulling up the image of what I need to draw. So I know what I need to draw, but like, not how I want to draw it, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of stuck like that. Also, I was thinking for my Twitter, what if I did a thing called Titty Tuesdays? And where I just post like titties, like not even like the full body, it's just like titty.
That is perfect.
And I'm like, it's Titty Tuesday.
Those men titties. I like that idea. That's actually creative. Period. I mean, it's not original, but
I mean, obviously not. But I'm just like, yeah, that might be like what I do now.
No, yeah, and I'm like, I'm trying to think of doing commissions, and apparently one of the trans kids right there was like, oh, this is a website, you can do it, but you need your own watermark over it because people steal on it. And I'm like, well, why are you giving me one that steals? I'm saying you need to pay me. Like, someone needs to pay me.
Doing a watermark's not hard though.
No, it's not that hard, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
the website.
Yeah,
I'm just
like if
oh.
people are already stealing
And I'm
them.
like, why would I do that? I'm like, no, I'm trying to find out how to sponsor.
I mean, I low-key want someone to steal my art, but I'm not like...
Nobody has ever stolen mine, and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, same here. And it's like, okay, well, whatever.
I'm like, people be like, oh my god, they steal my art so much, and I'm like... Or
I,
like,
know, I was like, I wish I could be on that level.
They're like, they stole my videos, or they stole my posts, and I'm already like, nobody has ever stolen mine.
Am I really that bad?
I'm like, am I cringe? Like, maybe I am, but I'm like, am I that bad? Like,
yeah.
I thought my style was decent.
I know, right? That's me too. I'm just
because
like...
I'm like, I draw monsters now. They're like, some of them are really attractive. Why y'all not like them? I thought y'all liked monsters. I'm like, what happened? Why am I behind?
But also, I'm just like, well, I guess I'm not that good, you know? But whatever.
I still love my monsters.
I mean, I got 20 followers in like 6 months, so I don't plan on going anywhere.
Hey, that's okay.
But I don't really care. I mean, I had my little depression episode where I'm like, why am I even doing this? Like, 20 followers in 6 months, like, that's stupid. Like,
what if you made a mini...
Nobody likes your shit. But then now I'm like, you know what? I'm just posting to, like, get people to see this, because I do not care anymore. Just have it, look at it, please.
What if you made a comic about, like, how you feel about it? Just be like, oh, I have depression episodes, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then...
That sounds like a pity grab, and I'm not one of those people. I'm too elegant for that.
Like, I didn't do a pity grab, but I remember doing the
oh my god,
draw yourself in your inner child, like a younger version of yourself, and I did one. Like, but I wasn't like, oh, what did we become in the future? No, I was like, someone was like, oh, I saw my younger version. It's like, oh, and I hugged them. And it was like a random animation, right? And everybody's like, this is so weird, and it somehow got like 5 followers out of that. I was just like, I wasn't looking for pity. I was just posting what I know.
It's just like, to me,
like, I imagined
I'm
it.
too proud for like a pity grab. Like, yeah, I'm always like, oh man, I'm depressed or whatever. But I'm not expecting sympathy. I'm like more expecting like, like man the fuck up or something.
Like, I post maybe vents or stuff, but I'm like, I don't post
like,
it for
you know,
people
for
to be like, oh, I
like,
care. No, I post it because I want to post angst. I love angst.
Like, you know, like she's like, yeah, make a comic of like what, like how you feel or whatever. I was like, yeah, that sounds nice, but I feel like, have you seen that one comic where it's like that pink blob? It's like, maybe I should like come out more. Maybe I should like reveal myself more. And then they get punched, and then it's like, is that all you got, motherfucker? It's like
the pink blob is like the blobfish. Yeah.
It's like, maybe I should like reveal my feelings a bit more and like be more open. And then it gets like punched. It's like, is that all you got? That's more like me. That's more like, yeah, life. I wanted to do one, I guess, like a relative comic like that, but it was like me trying to draw something, and then life, everything else. Me having a good day, life, no!
And like, I know I always draw for TikTok, and I'm like, maybe I should do comics for myself and just post them casually on Twitter and Instagram, because I'm like, it can't just always be TikTok videos and everything, but I'm like, if I want a comic, I have to do it digitally, and I'm like, nobody reads comics. Nobody reads them when they're in traditional.
Oh, really?
Like, well, at least that's what I know. When I do traditional comic, nobody reads them, but I'm like, oh, I think nobody reads them, because I'm like, I'm pretty sure they just look at it, and it's like a view, it's like, it counts as a view, and they're just like, swipe, like, bye, and I'm like,
yeah, same. I draw digitally, so like everything I have is digital now, but I like want to do comics, want to do animations. I always get these ideas or whatever, but I'm just like, man, it takes so much work. Really? But like right now is like I used to be drawing a lot, like previously before Twitter and whatever, but now I'm just like, oh, and it's not because of Twitter, because like I don't care about posting there,
it's
right?
more like
I even put on the thing, I am lazy, like do not expect like a constant flow of stuff. But I'm just like, I don't know like what's wrong, like if I'm having artist block, and I don't think it is. One time I had artist block, and that was horrible. I did not know how to draw at all. I was what's happening?
Where am I?
Do I die now? But like this one is more like, I have these ideas, I just want to finish one project at a time, but this project is like kicking me in the ass. Like this comic, like it's a short comic, y'all, but I'm just like,
it's like, I'm working hard for this. No, thank you.
I mean, I'm enjoying it. I actually like it. It's just getting started on it. I'm like,
See, Kanayan, I feel like I should do a comic or something. Like I should do something. Like, I don't know, right? Like something. But it's like, where do I start? Because, you know, like the recent video I showed you was like the big buff lizard. And it's like the character came by just to ask for like a love advice. I don't know how to continue it from there. I'm like, oh.
If you need a story writer, you could just add me. Ask me, just give me.
Yeah, because I'm like
if you really just want like whatever theme, like whatever, you give me the theme and I will write the whole story for you and be like, here, draw this, and then you can like edit or like complain about whatever you didn't like.
See, I know what's gonna happen next. Like I have it in my head, but it's like I need a perfect audio or something, or it's like if I'm gonna post a comic, at least I need a perfect background music behind it or something, because comics are nice with background music for me. For me, it's like if you're gonna post it on TikTok, at least put some background music. TikTok. Yeah, like put some relaxing ones. Just like, oh, this is nice. Like the music doesn't bother you.
What if you put like the split screen where one is like the weird like mobile app game and then your comic on one side? You think that would get more attention?
God, maybe. It'd be like, let's test it out. Does it work? Oh man.
Yeah, like for me, when I finish my comic, the way I was planning on posting it is like a page a day. Like when I finish coloring a page, I would post it, and then I would start working on the next page, and then I would post it, and it would just be like that. But like quote the previous page, and not all together, because I feel like that doesn't work.
Well, yeah, I remember. What was it? I made a mini comic book video post. Comic videos. Comic videos is what I do. I do video comics. So it's like it's a comic, but it's like in the style of a video.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't have to worry about the boxes. But I remember posting one. I'm like, oh yeah, let me tell you all about the egg story. Pretty much like how this was pretty much the first time I actually fell in love with someone and actually pursued it. And I did it right. Later on, the ex finds the video, and I was like, and I wasn't saying anything bad about them. I was just like, oh, this thing happened to me, and like left me heartbroken. But I mean, yeah. And then she was like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. But
I'm sorry to hear that.
She didn't say that, but she was like, oh, it's okay. She was like, oh no, she didn't even say anything. She posted like an emoji of like the sad, the black white eyes, the black and the two white dot eyes emoji. And you don't know the white sparkle, like the proud face, the dog puppy eyes. Oh well, I'll explain to you later. It's like a puppy face, like whatever. And she like posted that, and she was like, I think I said it's like, oh, I love you, but not anymore like I did back then. Like I was saying it respectfully, because I was probably talking shit, And she was like, oh, I love you too. And I'm like, how did you find my account? I thought I blocked you. And I was like, ooh. But yeah, like I went back to their channel to see what they posted, and like they found someone else, and I was like, oh.
Why would you hurt yourself like that, girl?
I didn't know. I thought they were still posting the cringe Thomas Sanders whatever videos. Sorry if you're watching this. I found those videos cringe.
But no, like that. I do know sometimes the urge is too much. That's usually how I get butthurt over my own stuff. I'll like see something, and I'm like, and I automatically tell myself like, if you go any deeper into this, you are going to get hurt. Sometimes I go deeper, and I'm just like.
But I went to check it out, and then the first post I find, like, it's like the pinned post. It's like the one that pops up first, and it's like them with their new partner, and I was just like, oh, they're just as cringy as you, and they're what?
No, that's I almost hurt myself. Like what? Maybe it was like 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Oh my god!
Because well, my feed is pulling up artists now, and I'm like, why?
Because it knows that you're art. Oh.
Like I only follow like real human accounts,
Yeah.
But like it brought up a fairy artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like Vaporeon. Like it was a guy Vaporeon with like ads and everything. He was like a lifeguard, and it was really good. And I was like, oh, that's like really cute. And then I was like, do I want to look at more of their stuff, or do I? Because I was already feeling like iffy about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was already starting to be like, man, look how they do all this, and look how they do this. Like, I can't fucking do that. And I was like, do I want to? I was about to click on their profile, and I was like, nope, keep going. Forget about it.
God.
I even went as long. I was like, not interested.
Oh my god. But no, I found like this one comic where it's like this person is like a skitty and a whale lord.
Ooh.
And it's like, I like the comic series. It's like really nice.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I was like, oh wow, the art style's really good. It's like, you think, oh, big ditties or apps. Oh, yes, it is that. but it's like not exaggerated. It's like perfect, and like it's representation. And I was like, oh, this is nice. And then I look at my art, and I'm like, why can't you be like that?
I know, right? It's a problem.
Oh my god.
Yeah, my abs.
And I'm like, do I need to go digital? Is that what people want from me? But I'm like, traditional is so much easier for me, honestly, because I'm like, yee.
Yeah. Well, it's because you have more control.
Like,
that's why I'm saying to get the pad and the pen.
I should think about that too.
But
because I do want it,
do what you want. Like, don't change, you know.
Because like I do want it.
Because obviously with your finger, I feel like you have less control. It's more like
I feel like I have more control with the finger on my computer.
Well, no, it's more like the pen simulates like the same thing as paper and pencil, right?
Oh.
Like your finger, it's more like you're.
It's just drawing.
Like you're drawing something, right? But the pen, it's more like it might help you like transition.
Yeah.
That's why I bought it, because it's just like pen and paper, so it's not.
You know what sucks? It's like, because I have art friends, right?
Yes.
And they be talking about, like, I was like, I asked them for help because I wanted to do digital, but like I wanted a team, like crew to help me out. And they're like, what pen size do you use? And I was like, what? There's a pen size? And they're like, what thickness level? I'm like, there's a thickness level?
Yeah.
And I was like, I just adjust it, and then I'm like, that's perfect.
I want someone to give me that information too, because I'm like, obviously all that is what they're using, but it also depends on your style. Like, at first, obviously in my drawings, you could tell I use like the thin pen. I use 0.3 thickness on a hard pen. And then there's this one called a drawing pen, and then I changed the settings so like it starts out thin, goes thick in the middle, and then goes thin away. Like when you're done with it, I changed the settings for that because it was just a straight line for that too. And then it also depends on the page size, but that one I usually go pretty thick, and then I go over to like emphasize some spots, so it gives like this weird like. As I can put it, a comic book sense to my drawings now. So I'm like, that's what I do. You just gotta find your own style or find the information to be like, what the hell do you use?
Because I'm like, I know pen sizes because I'm like, oh, this is 1.3, 2.3.
It's confusing as hell.
3.5, 4.5. It goes like that, right? I'm just like, oh yeah, those are mine. Because like, you can change it. You can adjust the size, you can change the opacity and everything, right? Whatever. But I'm just like, I was just like, oh, that's a thing? Oh, yeah. I thought I was just clicking buttons.
Exactly. That's another thing for us. Like, we draw, yes, but we grew up like drawing is kind of a taboo. Like, you shouldn't pursue that. Obviously, me and Len are just like, fuck you guys, and we both failed at pursuing that.
We both failed. I mean, you dropped out.
Yeah, you changed majors.
I'm giving it up, pretty much.
But like,
I'll still
it's
do
so
it though.
Weird. Like, you can tell the difference because, me and Len, we're just like, we draw, we use this, but we have no knowledge of it. We're just like, this is what we do. And then if you go with people who actually know, they're all like, I'm like, I just turn on pen and draw.
That's really what I do. I turn my Chromebook, go on my app, and I'm like, drawing time. Well, I draw it on my sketchbook first, then put it and trace over. They're like, you trace over it? I'm like, you don't? Like, isn't that what you're supposed to do?
That's what the guide says to do, so you're not doing nothing wrong.
So I'm just like, you're not supposed to trace over it? I'm like, what?
Well, no, it's just easy.
Because everybody's like, oh, I just draw on digital. I'm like, well, I don't really see myself.
It's just easier like that, but...
And they're like,
you have to get used to it. I used to do what you do, but...
And I'm just really like, okay.
But there's nothing bad about...
Make me feel bad about it.
No, there's nothing bad about drawing on paper and then just transferring it over.
Well, yeah, because like, that's what I do. It's easier for me because I already know where the lines are and everything. Yeah. Which I totally I'm like, I think I would do the same thing even with a tablet. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I really want it or not because I'm probably gonna just do the same thing.
Well, it's just it's a different.
I mean, maybe it's easier because it's pen. It's not my finger. But
that's all I'm saying. It's easier because it's pen, and
but I'm like, I don't
eventually
know.
You pick things up, and it's easier than what you do with your finger. Because your pen, it has like a sensor that like a pressure sensor. Yeah. So you can like push down and push out. Your finger is just one pressure.
No, yeah. But like, yeah.
But anyways, like, when I was in art school, everyone had these like whole ass like masterpieces basically, and I'm just here like, oh my god, what am I doing here? And then eventually it led to like a very intense depression, and then here I am, not in school anymore.
No, yeah,
and just working full time, drawing on the side.
It's like I meet so many people who are like artists, art friends, and they all have like the realistic anime style and everything, and I'm over here with my cartoons,
Yeah.
my cartoon looking cool monsters and everything, and I'm over here like, am I bad? I'm like,
I hate to say, but I think we are. I say we because I'm in the same boat as you.
and I'm like, am I a bad artist because I don't draw realistically?
You just don't draw what people want, and that's
And it's like, are you serious? But I love drawing that way. And like
exactly.
when you mentioned,
And don't stop that.
no, I don't. And but you mentioned you were like, oh, I like your monsters, and I looked at it. I'm like, I like my monsters too, but I would always get insulted for it. So I was like, there's someone that actually likes my monsters. And then I'm like, and then you're like, you're humans, and I'm like, oh, I know about my humans, but I still draw that way. So don't stop me.
Yeah, and like it took me a hot minute to get where I am with my humans, but
yeah,
they're still.
I like drawing monsters though. They're so much fun. I'm like, wee!
I like drawing
Anatomy
people.
doesn't matter. Anatomy doesn't matter with monsters for real. It's literally, well, no, it does. It's circle, circle, 3 circles, and then wobbly, wobbly, and then bunch of fluffy fur. And I'm like, fluffy, fluffy. And then I'm done with it. And I'm like, yay!
Yeah, it's just my drawings are a bit oof. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Hey, and it's okay. Like, we all have our stages.
Like
Repeatedly.
you would think this is good. Like I like
What?
all the colors in this.
Yeah,
right?
like, I like the colors.
I like how I'm better at coloring now, but it's just apparently it's not attention grabbing enough or something. So I'm like, oh well.
I mean, it's okay though. No, it's recently art is going downhill anyway because everybody wants, oh, the trends. They want trends.
And then
they want
AR,
the funny.
AI is all over the place.
AI
and I'm
makes
just
me
like,
look
whatever.
bad. I'm just like, oh my god.
Right. I was like, oh, that's nice.
And I'm like,
Anyways, yeah.
well, yeah.
That got a little depressing. That's adulting still, though.
I mean, it's still adulting. It's
I
pretty
was
much
trying to
the
adult
life of an adult artist.
We're trying to follow our passions, but it's a little hard, especially
really
when
is.
you don't know what you're doing.
Like, yeah, because like, and I want to pursue my art, but it's like, nobody wants to buy. They only buy if you draw what they want exactly. Like it's like mostly like very. How do I explain it? It's like mostly like a trend, or it's like something you see in almost every single store. Like, oh, a frog with a mushroom. I'm like, that's. Like, I bet you, if I drew a strawberry cow, like a cow with pink spots, everybody would be like, wow! I'm like, no. Like, what did I drew? I drew the Cholo Nomo, which is a gnome, but it's a Cholo. Which I was like, this is creative. This is perfect. But I never posted on media. Because I'm like, what if I post a sketch? Nobody cares about it. But what if I post it on digital? And it's like, they don't care about it either. I'm like, what would make it that they actually care about the design and actually want to buy it from me? Because it's a simple design. I'm like, people like cholos, people like a gnome. Like, they like gnomes. So I'm just like, would it work? I don't know. I need opinions on that. And I've been asking, and then everybody in my family, it's boom. No, pretty much my parents, they downgraded it. They're like, boom. That's nuts. This sucks. You can't do anything like that. I'm like, yippee. And like, but like you were saying, earlier, how sometimes your parents like look forward to me coming over, and you're like, why did you not come over? And I'm like, oh, because I met it. But when I tell my parents I'm going to your house for like a podcast or like you're coming over or whatever, they're like, they give me the face like, and they're like, they give me the judgmental face, and I'm just like, are you serious?
Yeah.
They're like, what are you doing? Wasting your life like that? I'm like,
It's something
I'm enjoying
to do.
it. It's something to do than rather being sitting home alone and be like, I want to kill myself. No, it's better to just joke about it in a video, okay?
Yeah, like, I mean, I know you do this, like, try to get followers. Where I just do this for mental sanity, like, to be in some kind of social environment every week instead of just always working and then just laying at home at my days off.
No, yeah, because I'm like this one YouTuber said that their therapist recommended. They're like, look, your schedule's getting so repetitive that you need to change a little bit. So they did it. So I'm like, look, my life was getting repetitive. It was just work. And it was like work, school, maybe draw. And then it's like, oh, but nobody cares about the drawing. So work, school, and be on my phone for a while. Then I'm like, I want to talk to someone, but I got nobody to talk to. Then the podcast idea came up, and I was like, that's what spices it up. And I'm like, yeah. And it be like that. Ugh, adult.
We got a little depressed there at the end.
I mean, that's adult life.
Yeah, we were just
facing reality.
We were just listing our struggles of how we are here.
I mean, yeah. It's adulting.
And I don't know, like, I mean, I feel like for you and me, drawing is something we want to be like, this is what we want to do. And then it just hasn't picked up. You know?
No, yeah.
Like,
I remember wanting to work for Cartoon Network, and then suddenly they get shut down, and I'm like, no! They got shut down, so now I can't work there. And I'm like, oh, it's either work for Nickelodeon or work for Disney. And I'm just like,
Network got shut down?
Yeah, Cartoon Network's done. No more.
No more? Like, no channel or anything like that?
Oh, I don't know about the channel, but I know that the company, it's done. No more. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, now we only have Nickelodeon and Disney left. I'm just like, who's going down first?
Not Disney.
Disney's going downhill. If their movie Wish does not come out good, I will kill myself. Well, not really, but like
maybe their shows are bad, but dude, like they have amusement parks all over the damn place.
They're not going down. Yeah, you're right. I'm just hoping that their original movie comes out good. Did you hear that Disney's planning to do like a remake of the Lion King? Because everybody hated that it looked realistic, so they're like, why don't we do it like the Sonic movie did, where it's like the actual, looks like the animated version of it, but it's, you know,
honestly,
realistic.
If they put the fucking songs in again,
and like if they're like, what if we remake it like actual animated, like doesn't look like a real life animal, it looks like the cartoon character, but just realistic, right? They want to do that. I'm like, why would you remake a remake?
I know, right?
Like, you sound stupid.
Just leave the
Just make an original. Just make an original movie for once. Like, Wish is the only original thing they're doing. Like, I don't know if you heard this, they're gonna make a remake of Tangled, but the actress is bald. She's bald.
Well, I mean,
they can put a wig on, but I'm like, okay, she's bald and she's black. Okay, cool.
Oh no.
Wait. Because respect. Okay, Ariel was black. Like, okay.
No. But
wait.
Okay.
I'm like,
first off.
Uh-huh.
I know that it was Caucasian, whatever, but scientifically speaking, there cannot be a black person underwater. Because there's no sunlight underwater. There's nothing. Technically, she should be a pale monster, not just white, but like genuinely white.
And like, yeah, and there people like mermaids are pretty. I'm like, no, scientifically, mermaids are not pretty. They're like
ugly
probably
to, like,
scaly and everything.
Stand the like pressure of water.
So I'm like, look,
but I just like you are. I have nothing against like black people, obviously, whatever. But like, just changing the race of it bothers me. Like, Tiana is my favorite princess, cause she's like the original black princess.
She's the original,
and she's hardworking and everything, right?
See, why don't they make a remake of that movie?
I want a remake of Princess and the Frog,
so bad.
If they stay true to Princess and the Frog.
If they change it, I will.
But like, why do they have to change Tangled? Or
I don't
Rapunzel?
know. See, the thing is, I don't know if that's like an actual claim.
I don't think so. I really hope not.
It's been popping up so much that I'm like, I'm fearing that it's actually true. But it's like, oh, it's a bald black lady being the actress for like Rapunzel.
Well, I don't care if the actress is bald. I mean, there's wigs and Tangled already have like so much hair, so like
yeah. But I'm over here like
they're gonna have to use a wig anyways. But
yeah, but I'm just over here like, why?
I just don't want them to like change the race. Either make a new person that's already. That's like making.
See, why don't you make a new black princess? Apparently, Wish is like, oh, she's a black princess, but like they haven't confirmed if she's like from Africa or Southeast Asia. They haven't confirmed anything. So I'm just like, what race is this girl for her to have all this melanin and black hair? Like, what is she? And they're like, she has a goat. She wishes on a star, but I'm like, what is she? Like,
that's like trying to make Mulan black. And I know they kept Mulan Asian, but that movie was trash too.
The Mulan remake was I know it was like, oh, Asian appreciation. It was like actual full Asian crew and everything, but I was like,
no, it was realistic. And
they went based off the real story, and I'm over here like.
But then they claim to be like a remake of Mulan.
Yeah, and I'm like, you can't claim to be a remake of it if you're not gonna go with the movie. And like, but the movie was racist, and I'm like,
no, it wasn't.
Apparently, some people are saying that. I'm like, the movie was
the cartoon.
Yeah,
it wasn't racist.
Or they're like saying something, and I was just like, dude, the Mulan. My favorite princesses out of all of them, Mulan.
Mulan's not a princess.
Well, my favorite.
She's counted as a Disney princess. She's in the roster.
I know.
But there is no point in the franchise where she becomes a princess.
She's not even a princess. She just saved China. That's it.
She saved China, and she married the general, not the emperor. The emperor has 3 princess daughters.
Yeah,
which
literally.
they are like.
They should be the Disney princess.
Yeah, they should be Disney princesses in their own right, because
they are.
Ting Ting is funny, and the other one is like self-righteous, and the other one's a chubby girl who loves eating. And
I'm just like, I love that. See, I love Mulan, and I love Princess and the Frog. Those are the only movies of like out of the whole Disney franchise.
I like Rapunzel, but like
I didn't like Rapunzel much.
Well,
I mean, it was good, but like not like I want to watch it again and again. No,
I like Rapunzel.
The ones I watch over and over and over is Mulan and Princess and the Frog.
Well, I like Rapunzel not because of Rapunzel herself, though.
Yeah.
Nothing against her. I do love her. But Mother Gothel, she's my maid. she's just like, da-da-da, and I'm like, yes.
I'm like, period. Nah. I mean, Beauty and the Beast, I don't rewatch it.
Oh,
but I do love it.
That movie is a lot in my family, so we do rewatch it.
I love Beauty and the Beast because I'm
cartoon.
I like the cartoon. I mean, the live action is.
No, live action, we all hate it. This family hates that movie.
I don't like it. I don't like it, but I do like the song that the Beast sings.
No.
I like it.
I refuse.
I know you refuse, but I like only the song. I don't like how he sings it, but I do like the song because I'm like, that's actually nice lyrics. But I'm like, it didn't have to be in the movie. It could have been its own song.
Nope. We are cartoon Beauty and the Beast all the way.
Beauty and the Beast is
I don't really like the older princesses like Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and them. So those are boring to me.
You know what I hate the most? That they always consider Pocahontas a princess.
She is counted as a princess, right?
Well, she's the daughter of the chief.
No, she's counted as a princess in like the roster thing.
No, yeah, she's counted as a princess, but she was never really a princess.
But she's the chief's daughter.
She's the chief's daughter, but that's not.
Moana's the chief's daughter.
Oh, Moana's the chief. Oh shit, that's right.
But Moana's counted as a princess.
She is.
If you have an animal sidekick and
if you have an animal sidekick, you're a princess.
Whatever, you're a princess.
Oh my god. I guess, but.
Also, I love Moana too.
Oh, Moana, yes.
I definitely don't think it's true, but I saw this thing where like they were gonna remake it with real people, but they used the actual voice actors and stuff. And I was like, yes, that I want. If you use the actual people,
like I'll watch it. Like for real. Like me, like I love Moana. Honestly, I love the pictures. I love the story. I love the gods picture. And I'm like, oh. But I'm like, if they make a live action, they better do a good job and don't fuck it up. I'm like, don't mess it up, my guy. And in Disney, instead of thinking of, I don't know, original ideas, be creative for one, they're just like, remake. Because it makes money. And I'm like, that doesn't even, excuse me, but that doesn't really do much. It's just lame. And I'm like, oh my god. Like, let's remake Little Mermaid, but let's make her black.
Like, does it come in black?
And she's like, let's make her black. Which, hey, the black actress, like the actress for Ariel,
I'm not saying
she's really
against
pretty.
She was
really
I just don't like the idea.
I'm like, she was really pretty, and I was just like, if you want more diversity, you should make original stories and put that diversity in there.
Make a whole different thing of a black mermaid.
Yeah, like. What was it?
Because I know, if it was less of like, we're just doing it for diversity.
And I'm like.
But it's more like, yes, attention grabbing. Like, we doing this more for the money and just.
Yeah, they're not doing it for the people. Like back then, the classics, they were doing it like for the people.
They were racist, but.
Well, they were racist, but they were like actually putting an actual message. Like, what was it? Lilo and Stitch. Like, there was so many scenes cut out from it of like how like people from Hawaii really hate like tourists because they're like, there's one deleted scene where it's like, do you know where the beach is? The beach, and then Lilo just points in the direction. And then Lilo, you know how she goes into the beach and she's like, makes a scene? There's a deleted scene where she makes a scene and she's like, there's a storm coming! There's sharks! She said, like, in front of all the tourists, and the tourists freak out and run. That was supposed to be the reason why Nani got mad at Lilo for, like, instead of Stitch. But no, Lilo, that was the deleted scene. But, like, they took it out because they're like, oh, you know, U.S. is racist. Yes. They don't like that.
Well, speaking of Hawaii,
oh, they're burning, aren't they?
Maui's burning.
Yeah, I heard
but
about
look
that.
Look at this.
What?
My friend's in Hawaii and they're standing in this
my
guy,
God.
and she's like, "Men," and I was like, "Men."
Oh my God. But you know, I've always wanted to like meet. I've always wanted to meet like a Samoan, like that's what they're called, right? Samoan.
I don't know.
Well, some of them are Samoan and some of them are not. But I've always wanted to meet one because I'm like, that's like saying, oh, I wanted.
I just think their skin is pretty.
They really are. They do really have.
They
They
have
some nice
skin.
melanin, like some nice melanin. I'm over here like, can I have that? Do you mind sharing with me?
It's very glossy and it looks nice.
Oh my
God.
God.
They literally have like the tattoos.
Yeah, their tattoos are so dope.
They're
I'm just
so
like,
pretty.
yes. And I'm like, I would not put the tattoo on me because I'm like, that's me disrespecting your culture. I would never do that. But I'm like,
I know, right?
I love it.
But I like, dude, the tattoos look up Maui, but like, I don't know, I just find that like so pretty.
I just love everything about them. I love how the women, like some of the girls from there look. They're like, did you know how frizzy their hair looks? And it's like so pretty. I'm like, I know that requires a lot of care, but I'm like, oh my God, you're too pretty. I'm like, you're too pretty for me. But yeah. Well, but yeah, Disney needs to work.
That annoys me. I haven't been keeping track of Disney.
Disney needs to work harder, man. Like, they even made like a very controversial Spanish show. Like it only premiered.
Or whatever.
Yeah, Oye Primos or something.
Yeah. Didn't it get canceled?
Like apparently it premiered
before it even came out.
Like yeah, I think it got canceled. Yeah, it got canceled. And like the director's like, I'm Hispanic. I'm like, you're stereotyping. You're stereotyping. You're doing stereotypes of your own people. Like, look, I respect, I guess, but like, you get named the children different messed up names. There was like, it was fatty. It was fatty, emo, skinny. And there was a baby named Pussy. And I was like, why did she name that? And then the kids were just named messed up names. And then the Spanish was awful too. It was like, oh yeah, primos. But it's like, no, you wouldn't say it that way. You'd be like, oigan, primos. Yeah. You say oigan.
The Spanish was not grammatically correct.
Yeah, and then there was like, oh, we live in the barrio, like we're poor. And I'm like, not all of us are poor, bro. Some of us live good. And it's like, we live with all the cousins in this house. And I'm like,
I know, it seems like most of the Hispanic interpretation.
How could the Loud House, like the Spanish was better than that? I was like, how did they manage to do it and you couldn't? That doesn't make sense. Cause I'm like, they live in the barrio, but like they own a business. So I'm like, okay, and they actually did representation of the food and the Spanish correctly. But Disney was like, and that's Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah,
that's Nickelodeon.
Right. That's not Disney.
Yeah, that's not Disney. That's Nickelodeon. And Disney was like, oh, let's do copy and paste of that. And the director just failed miserably doing it. And I was like,
and I feel like lots of like Hispanic interpretations now is like for some reason they're all living together. Like in Encanto, it was good, like Trauma, and it did give up like the story of why they were living together.
Yeah, like it made
but
sense.
it was like not all of us. We don't live together. Nobody, I don't think anyone does that anymore.
No, we don't. And it's just like, or it's either, oh, I'm Mexican, I wear a red hoodie, and I play music.
And they also all live together.
And I'm like, I'm like this close to making my own storyboard, and I will go to your base and give you a better story. Like, I got an idea. Make an Aztec movie. Make an Aztec movie. But like, don't be disrespectful about the culture. Just be like, oh, I don't know. Like, I have an idea of like a storyline. I'm like, imagine there was a heroine princess. Well, and you think, oh, she's gonna say the word. No, her tribe was actually about to sacrifice her for something that the gods did. Right? They're like, the gods are mad, and it's like, we must sacrifice you for them to calm down. And she's like, hell no, I'm gonna fix this problem myself. So she runs away from her death to find the gods, goes into the underworld to see the world of the dead. And it's like, with the world of the dead, and then it's like, she's there, she sees all the gods, and it's like, there's like different gods are like trying to interact with her, like, oh my god, what is that? That's a human, why are you here? And they, Aztec gods, they're not merciful, they will like try to kill her. They'll try to get her, and it's like, oh nah. But she convinces some of them to be like on her side, and you're like, okay. And they go with her. And then it's like, they finally reach to the god that's like the upset and the reason, and it's like, think of like Moana, where it's like, fight the god. It pretty much is like, I don't know what god it would be.
I'm thinking Maya and 3, girl.
Maya, maybe it is.
Like, apart from like some little things, that plot is literally just Maya.
It's Maya and the 3. Oh.
Because she gets some gods to be on her side, and then there's the gods that's on the bad god side that's trying to kill her.
Yeah. Oh man, damn. But I'm thinking Aztec, it was mostly the tribe trying to sacrifice her. And then when she finally beats the god and tries to go back to her tribe, they're like, we don't want you. And it's like, what? But I fixed the problem. I was like, no. It's like, we don't want you. It wasn't, we just didn't like you or whatever. And they changed. And it turns out the gods are not the bad guys, it's the people and all that. And I'm just like, that's what I got, like, so far. But I'm like, is it good? Is it a bad idea? And I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. And I'm like, oh well. Maybe I can make other ideas or something. Make something better for Hispanics. Be like, something for y'all. But it's like, y'all can't do it? I'll do it myself. Oh my god. For real. But yeah. Disney's going downhill. Nickelodeon's somehow going up. And I'm just like, oh. And I was like, okay. That's something you don't expect. Well. But yeah. It'd be like that. Well, do we have anything else to say?
My brain's fried.
I'm done.
Digging.
Charmaine over here like, yeah. She said, yeah. But, yeah. Well, this will be the conclusion, right?
I guess. Are we signing off for today already?
Yeah, I think we reached the point.
Alrighty, yeah, this episode went a lot longer than last week, so
Yeah.
pretty much any week we've done this, I think. Anyways, that's it for today. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm Tony, the host, and I don't know why we're introducing us.
I don't know.
But thank you guys for joining us.
If you want to get notifications of when we post next, make sure to click that bell.
Don't forget to subscribe.
And don't forget to like the video.
I guess you could leave comments. Comments, yes,
if you
that's
want.
the word, but we do
Yeah.
not care
We
anymore.
don't. We really don't. This is our life now.
This is our life now. Anyways, bye everyone.
Goodbye.